The hell's going on with Warner Brothers? They're splitting up already before Superman even comes out. What the hell's going on? I'm gonna talk about that. Ballerina did 25 million opening weekend. Is that good or bad for the latest in the John Wick franchise? There's other stuff, other things we'll discuss, other things we'll talk about. It's Monday, everybody. I'm excited to have you all on the show, but I'm excited to do the show here with John Rocha. So let's get into it, everybody. It is the Kristian Harloff Show. Here we go. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It is Monday, and joining me on the show, as always, the outlaw John Rocha. What's up, John? How you doing, buddy? Muted as always. That's fine.
Yeah. Hey, can you?
You're good. Perfect.
I don't know how I'm muted. How?
Who knows? Who knows? Who cares? As they say in some parts.
I'm good. I don't know what's going on.
Good.
You can hear me.
Did you watch Money in the Bank?
Yes, I did. I did a watch along on my channel.
Yeah, I thought from what I saw it was pretty good. I like that they brought R-Truth back, and that was all planned. That was all planned.
No, it wasn't planned.
No, it wasn't.
That
it was, but I like the fact that he's playing like it's all planned.
Triple H is not R-Truth.
No, but I like that. I like that Triple H is playing like it's all planned.
Oh,
we all know he's full of doo-doo, but I like that he's doing them.
Why? Why do you like when people lie to the public?
Well, because
that buy their product. That makes no sense.
It's keeping the idea of, well, you don't know what we're going to do. We could do anything, and it makes it's like it's the mystique of wrestling that I like. He's trying to keep alive now because we all know he's full of crap. But I like that he's trying to keep it alive. And also, I did notice though sometimes they cheat. And people will say, "Hey, look, there's no one in the audience." That opening match, there was nobody in those seats.
No, there weren't. Well, those LED lights at the Intuit Dome, which they look really cool, I guess, if you're there, but on camera, it makes it look like there's nobody in the upper stands.
Yeah.
But I had a friend who was there, Chris Burns, and he assured me that it was a full house the whole time. So
interesting.
Those LED lights really throw you off in the dark, man.
Well, either way.
Yeah.
Thought it was interesting. Thought there was some stuff that happened that we can go in. We don't have to. I thought it was a pretty decent event for what they did. So
but aren't you? I mean, are we getting to the end of Becky, man? I mean, I feel like
but you knew once they did it's just how it works in wrestling, right? It was like what Hogan was supposed to do with Shawn Michaels. It's like if she put the girl over the first time, clearly she's going to get the title in the second match because that girl's not going to beat her twice.
Right.
And they build her up even more, and they start a feud, and what they do with that title though, they make that Intercontinental title have a little more spice to it by giving it to Becky Lynch. So I think it elevates the title. So I think it was it makes sense, and then she gets the piss beat at her at the end. It makes sense.
It won't be the last time though, so they'll go at it again down the road for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, we got more to talk about here today, John. We got stuff. We got this Warner Brothers thing dropped today.
Oof.
And yeah, it's interesting, man. So it's official.
Mm-hmm.
Official. Warner Brothers is splitting into two publicly traded companies.
Yeah.
One will be streaming and studios, which will consist of Warner Brothers Television, Warner Brothers Motion Picture Group, DC Studios, HBO, and HBO Max, along with their massive film and TV libraries. The second, Global Networks, is their cable efforts, Discovery, CNN, TNN Sports, and digital products like Discovery Plus and Bleacher Report. So pretty much the same companies that were there before Discovery bought it. It just let's combine everything. How's that working? It's not. All right, well, let's put it back up. As a result of the split, current Warner Brothers Discovery president and CEO David Zaslav will be on the same position at the streaming and studios company. Gunnar Winterfels, with the best name, Winterfels, the best name of the world.
Yeah.
Current CFO of Warner Brothers Discovery will serve as president and CEO of the Global Networks company until the separation is complete, which is expected to be mid-2026. Both will continue at their present roles at WBD. The split, subject to various approvals, such as final approval by the Warner Brothers Discovery Board, the businesses are reportedly being separated in a tax-free manner for U.S. federal income tax purposes. The news follows in the wake of the other legacy media companies doing similar splits, Lionsgate splitting from Starz and Comcast spinning off its cable networks into Versant. John, is this another sign that AI is eventually going to be taking over here?
I don't know how you make that leap, but sure. Now that we've divided our forces, AI can come in and take us apart one by one.
Well, can I tell you what I mean by that, though, is that
please.
The old way of doing studios and making money with studios. And I think this is them just trying to do everything they can before eventual AI filmmaking and TV making takes over in the next 10, 15 years.
I see. That's a fair angle to take on that. That makes sense. Yeah, you could see that happening for sure. Maybe they're preparing ahead of time, and I might give them a little bit of credit if they weren't such bumbling, incompetent buffoons for the last few years on this stuff and splitting, coming together, rebranding, rebranding, and I wonder if there's been a cute little social media campaign to try to make it seem like it's okay what they're doing, like they did when they brought HBO Max back a few days ago, I guess. But like, this is an interesting situation. And this comes on the heels of the board not approving bonuses for Zaslav and the executives. That to me said that they clearly don't have a lot of faith in the people who are running Warner Brothers Discovery. So them splitting this up, I also think is a way of maybe making one side a little more attractive than the other if they're going to sell Warner Brothers down the road, which always seems to be the rumor consistently, because Zaslav got it in order to streamline it and be able to sell it. So I wonder about that. And maybe, let's be honest, maybe it's also like, well, this is Fox Sports and this is Fox News. This is Warner Brothers this, and this is Warner Brothers Movies. If you're going to go after Warner Brothers for something we're doing over here, leave the movie section and the TV section alone. It may be also something to consider that they're doing this also to maybe take some heat off themselves. Because that is also a very real possibility going around nowadays. So business-wise, it seems to make sense, but it's really a bit incompetent.
No, it definitely is. It's like, it's one of these things like, hey, look what we're going to do. It's going to be all this big, huge company and nobody gives a crap. Plus the fact, I wonder, as we've mentioned time and time again, what changes because of Superman, right? Like how much,
right? Yeah.
And obviously this second, all the subsidiaries and all that stuff that's in there doesn't really have anything to do with Superman, right? The TV stuff and all that. So it's like, it does make sense overall, like you said, to do this. They should have done it in the first place though, because nothing really has changed, right? It's like they're kind of what it was when it started. It's like, look, this is Zaslav. He's bringing stuff over from Discovery and other things. It's a separate company, and then Warner Brothers is going to be a separate company here. That's what they should have done. In the same way, speaking of wrestling, what they should have done with WCW back in the day, they should have ran WCW as a separate company, not integrated the whole damn thing inside of, and ran two businesses
inside of TNT.
That's no. When WWF bought WCW back in the day,
right.
I was so confused, especially when I was working there. I was so confused of why they could just combined everything and had fired all these different wrestlers and brought other wrestlers in and didn't know and wasted other things. Run a second company, sell live events for this and all this stuff, and just say, hey, look, we have two different companies here. And that's what they should have done from the get-go, these people, you know, and now they're doing that.
It's going to be what the studio, the movie stuff, and the streaming service like HBO Max, and then the other thing will be CNN, TNT Sports, Discovery, and other businesses.
Right.
So, I think they're separating the focus of whoever might be upset about the things they're doing or saying, and you can go after that side of the company, not this side of the company. So I wonder if that's an element to it as well.
I don't even know if really, like, you know, and most people aren't going to give a crap. It's more for stocks and
100%. Like, this doesn't affect us at all.
No one, like, it's like the only, again, what will be affected is if they decide, this is the other side of this, I guess, which doesn't affect it. If Superman bombs, right, maybe they just sell off that part of it now.
Yeah, you're right. And then this is something else, right?
They don't sell the whole thing. They say, okay, look, you guys want it, because now as treating it in two companies, they all right, well, why don't you guys buy this? We're going to keep this. We're going to keep running this. I'm part, and he might even be setting himself up for that. He said, look, just in case this thing
moves over.
Yeah, maybe because I'm not working. This thing's not working the way it is. I'm just going to sell this thing off, but I don't want to leave this other stuff. And I think I can make a lot of money here. So he sells off the film and the TV part of it to someone else he thinks is more capable of doing it. If Superman doesn't, he's like, sorry, James and Peter, it didn't work out. Bye-bye. Or the flip side.
Yeah, the flip side, where he sells CNN, TNT Sports, Discovery, all that, because it's not causing it's not making a lot of money. People are attacking it too much. The TNT Sports product isn't as strong overall after a while, and you can just sell that off and keep the money-making stuff with the movie and streaming apps for sure, or streaming services for sure.
All right. Does this mean a damn thing to any one of you? Do you care? I'm going to say that you probably don't. Probably don't give two farts in a pistachio. But put your thoughts in there regardless. If you're brand new to the channel, obviously, make sure you're commenting, click like, do all that, whether it's in the live stream, whether it is on the replay or the clips channel. We're at 10,000. 100 subscribers on that channel, trying to make a push to 20,000. I think we can do it, but you guys head on over there and see what we can do. All right. I'm very curious to get John's take on this because the box office is here. These numbers are up. Lilo and Stitch does it again. 32 million this time around. 772 million already worldwide. This movie's going to make $1 billion.
Totally.
772. It is the movie that kids can go and see right now. I can tell you right now, my little one finally caught the original after months and months and months of trying to get her to watch it. My oldest bribed her with making popcorn, got her to watch it. She loved this. So now she wants to see she always wanted to see the live action, but now she wants to see it even more.
Right.
Mission Impossible. I'm skipping Ballerina for a reason. Mission Impossible. 450 million thus far, bringing in 15 million this week. Karate Kid Legends with 8.7 for 74 million worldwide.
Totally.
Final Destination 6.5 million, 257 million on a $3 budget. And this is the number. John Wick, Ballerina, 51 million on about, I think, like a $80-90 million budget.
Yeah.
So, John, if you're considering all these problems that John Wick had, Ballerina had, and considering, that people thought it was going to be a poop fest, and for the most part, you saw it, right?
I did. Yeah, I did my review. It's up on the channel.
It's fine.
Oh yeah, it's perfectly fine. Not great, not amazing. It's fine.
That's fine. It does. There's some moments. I think she does great in it. It's a good length overall. And it's something like I actually was the first time I'd done this in a long time. I actually scored the movie 2 different ways. I scored it as like an overall film, and I scored it as an action film that you go to see in the theater. As an action film that you go to see in the theater, you just want to kind of shove popcorn into your face. I said like 3.2 out of 5. Said as a movie, as an overall story with character development, 2.7, 2.8. But it depends on what you're going to see the movie for. But it seems like the people who wanted to see it saw it.
Yes.
And it will at least make its production budget back, it seems like, after week 2.
At 80,
Is this a movie a big disappointment overall?
I would think so, even with all the stuff behind the scenes. Look, if you're going to call Thunderbolts a flop, this might be in contention possibly to be a flop if it doesn't do 2.5 times or whatever deal they've worked out. That is the standard, but it's not always the case with every film. It all depends on what deals have been worked out with the theaters and the subsequent studios. But I think they were hoping for a much bigger return because there's no reason they would put John Wick in the movie if they didn't expect the movie to do well, and they wanted the movie to do well. But in the end, I don't think it's going to do that much. I think it's going to drop precipitously next week. Even the positive buzz, the positive word of mouth, just look no farther than Thunderbolts to see how that can be irrelevant when people aren't that interested in the movie. And it seems like they're not that interested in the movie. It's irregardless of, I don't think most normal people or most of the regulars, as you might say, the casuals, give a fuck that it's Len Weissman or Chad Stahelski who directed the movie. I don't think they care at all.
I think they do, but they don't
care about her, in the role.
But I think that they do care, John. But I think that they care, but they don't realize that they care.
Really? You think casuals are aware of who's directed the movie?
No, I don't think that they're. I don't think they're aware of it. I think that they're subconsciously aware of it. I think that when you see the movie, you're like, it wasn't as good as the other ones. I wonder why that is. It's because Len Weissman directed it. That's why. You
mean the people went to see it? That's different. But I think the casual
that adds to word of mouth. But that
fair point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so if you went and you saw it and you didn't know, if you're not paying attention to the director, you're not paying attention to these things, and you go, it wasn't as good as the other ones. I don't know.
But it got an A- in the cinema score, which means people have positive word of mouth. Yeah. So I just think people are that interested. And I don't think Ana de Armas is Keanu Reeves in any way, shape, or form in terms of popularity and fame and all of that. And so, I think maybe it would have helped if they had said from the director of John Wick. Maybe I think people know who Chad Stahelski is.
He didn't direct it.
Right, he didn't. That's what I'm saying. So I think if they had Stahelski direct it, this might have done a better job overall.
He should have directed it. He should have directed it.
He did, but not officially.
Right. They also should have gone back. So I just put up the reaction to John Wick because Tina had never seen them before. I didn't realize she had never seen them. So we put up the first one. If you watch the first one, you realize that there's so much more to the movie in general than just him
The
killing
revenge.
because of the dog.
Right.
It's not, there's a lot to it with
Yeah.
his wife and all that, and it's a smaller story, and it's not as video gamey.
Mhm.
It earns the video gamey as the installments go further.
Yes, right,
Right?
especially the last one. Yeah.
This one just inherits the video gaming thing of it.
Right.
And it's like, and you got to let us build, because all of the characters that you're attached to in this movie
Yeah.
are characters that we got established to in the John Wick franchise before she came around, like
Right.
Winston and Angelica Houston.
Yeah.
There's nobody. I'll tell David Castaneda, I thought was pretty good in the beginning.
I thought it was good. I thought the script and the scenes that were shot did him no favors, but I thought he was
He
good.
was good. I wanted to see him do
I
more.
like David. Yeah.
I like him a lot. And I wish that they would again develop that instead of look,
Yes.
it's John Wick. Look at all the crazy action. Come on, Len Wiseman, shoot the crazy action. And it's like, no, there's more to it. There's setting up that world, setting up those characters. And I think that that's why audiences didn't respond as much. But like you said, it got a decent score overall. But I think it's gone after this. It's got one more week to make up its production budget. But then it's toast, because it's I mean, How to Train Your Dragon, by the way, is coming. Are you gonna see that tonight?
No, I'm skipping out on that. It's a little far. It's like 45 minutes away from that, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, it's not an area of town I'm not a fan of either. So
yeah, I get it. Well, so that movie is going to annihilate.
I don't know, man.
You don't think so?
I'm telling you this, the reviews have not been kind.
No, huh?
A lot of them have been. I read the Raps review just this morning. I've seen a few of these. Just
wow.
this,
What did it say?
it's a disappointing opportunity and an unnecessary live action remake.
Wow.
That's been a lot of the reviews I've seen. There have been some positive ones, like my friend Maggie Lovett at Collider. She really liked it. But other people, I've seen a lot of other reviews saying that this was not necessary. It's literally the same movie, beat by beat, kind of like Lion King. And you go, well, Lion King made 1.6 billion.
Right.
That's a different thing, I think. So
you think it is?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a different situation.
Like I said to you, though,
John Favreau was directing that one.
Yeah, but don't count out the power of the kids. Like,
yeah, possibly.
They're really, I mean, like, there's two things here. There's one, if the reviews are so bad that families are like, no, we'll go see Lilo and Stitch again.
Yeah.
School is out in a lot of places.
You're right. It is.
School is about to be out here in New York soon.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some families that want to get at it, and especially in the heat. They want to go into the air conditioning. What do we go see? Well, there's the live action How to Train Your Dragon. Remember, the Mario Brothers reviews were not good.
That's true. But I mean, that's an untouchable franchise, and it's animated, so people knew, like, it wasn't that much of a jump from video game to animation. But
still, I'm telling you, the power of the kids, man.
You might be right, dude. You might be right. I just looked at those reviews and I'm like, I don't know, this might be trouble, but maybe not.
I think it's, regardless, it's going, I think opening weekend it's going to do well.
Right.
Opening weekend is going to do well. The question is, can it sustain? And it's a very different audience with Ballerina, but there's just too many things that are getting picked on here, because you got, and next week you've got 28 years later.
Yeah.
There's another one. What's the other one that's coming out?
Isn't Elio next week?
Elio's next week too. Now, Elio, I think Elio's going to eat it.
I don't know, man. Maybe people thought Elemental was going to eat it, and it legged out a $500 million worldwide box office. So I don't know how to feel about Elio, because I mean, we're in this run right now, like you mentioned, Lilo and Stitch, How to Train Your Dragon, then Elio. You said the kids are out of school. This is the time you want to drop this stuff. So who knows if there's something here that people will like? But I don't know. You're right. It's very.
I think IP defeats original. Unfortunately,
no, that's fair. That's fair. Even though people clamor for original stuff all the time, it's IP that usually
IP. And as people are mentioning, How to Train Your Dragon's got like 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's not too shabby. So there is, if Elio is fantastic, it reminds me of Luca, though. I know Luca only came out on streaming. I know. I
loved Luca. Yeah.
I like Luca also, but nobody talks about that movie.
No, I know. Or Onward. Nobody talks about either.
Onward. No one. I like that. It's another cute movie.
Yeah.
Lost in the shuffle, and I feel like Elio
films lost, man.
Yeah, I feel like Elio would be lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, maybe.
I think so, and I just think that especially it's going to be week 2. So you and I think have different points of view of How to Train Your Dragon. I think it's going to be a big movie, and I think that week 2 is going to be big, and I think week 2 of How to Train Your Dragon is going to kick Elio in the nuts.
Right. Well, you look at, like, someone's saying 83%. Now that's the blind way to look at this, right? Because when you look at the critics, the UPI RogerEbert.com, Time Out, Slant Magazine. These are well-known critics and well-known magazines, and they're giving it a negative, right? Our friend Dan Murrell give it a positive. He said a fantastic movie for the entire family, solid, entertaining, summer movie making. Variety liked it, but Daily Telegraph, Independent, these are some big locations that are not liking the movie. Now, as I said, there are other people who are in here who are way less, have way less of a following and attention, who are liking the movie. But
what does that mean?
I don't know. Will it balance out? Is all I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just for me. I wonder, because I feel, has Bibiani seen it yet?
I don't see his review here.
He's gonna hate it.
Man, I don't know with Bibbs. I never know with Bibbs.
He's gonna hate it because it's probably gonna be the shot-for-shot remake, right?
It is.
And I tend to line up with Merle over Bibbs when it comes to takes in movies, right? And I wonder if a lot of critics are gonna say, well, it's just a shot-for-shot remake, there's no soul to it.
Yeah,
which very well might be true. But I feel like, is that just the script, in their heads that they're supposed to say now? Like, what else? Why do we do that? There's nothing there. There's no reason to do it. And it's like the same old tired argument that you get. Like, I like the Beauty and the Beast remake. I liked it. I didn't mind it.
Right.
I didn't mind it. Yeah. I did think that the Lion King movie was was an achievement, but I think it was soulless. I think that's fair to say. But again, it was soulless. But I still feel like I understand why it did as well as it did. The first Train Your Dragon, someone said, didn't come out 15 years ago. It came out exactly 15 years ago, 2010, when that movie came out, which is crazy that was that long ago. That's another one that we just did Tina had never seen that. We just did a reaction to that. That'll come out on Wednesday, I think.
I think Rotten Tomatoes should be split into 3 sections, like all critics, top critics, score. Because you've got the columns, you can go top critics and read the top critics, but I think the score should be 3 separate scores: all critics, top critics, and then audience score. That's the way it should be. Because how you grew up was you read the big critics, so you understood how to analyze film and how to look at film. And so if you go to the top critics, what's the top critics score?
Right.
Let me take a look at that. I think that's the way it should be split up. Because
I don't hate that idea.
Lumping them in with people like IndieWire, the guy at IndieWire, David Ehrlich at IndieWire, like, I'm not looking at some small YouTuber with 2,000 views and saying his criticism is the same as David Ehrlich. So I think that needs to be delineated. People complain about Rotten Tomatoes all the time, but
I don't hate that idea. But I still think no matter how many times you explain it, people don't really know how Rotten Tomatoes works. Right?
It's so true. They just want to yell at it. Yeah.
Nope. Well, but it's also, you say like, well, look at that. It's like, because this is true also, but normally it means the movie's good, but it could mean this, and that means 96% of people. Let's say a movie gets 96%, right? Let's say those 96% of those people thought the movie was just okay, but good enough to give a fair score. Let's say 96% of those people,
3.5,
gave it a 3.1 out of 5, which is an average movie. It would rank as a 96%. And everyone would think it was awesome. Even if all 96% of them thought it was fine, a fresh movie, but nothing special. Now, the chances of that are usually slim. But I'm just saying, mathematically, that's how that works. So even if every single person saw a movie and said, it's fine, but I just can't give it a fresh score, it's like a 2.8 or 2.9, and 45 out of 45 critics give it a 2.9, it gets a 0%.
It would be a spoil.
So it's a very flawed system.
It
is.
And most people aren't going to do the work, because I do think the system is set up that if you're willing to do the work, you can. All these reviews are linked. So if you really want to read full reviews, it's just 2 clicks away of whatever your favorite film reviewer is. But most people just want to look at the numbers. We saw people commenting in the chat. They didn't delineate that. They didn't analyze that number. They just go, it says 83%, so you're wrong. And it's like, no, you got to look at everything. Who is saying? There's only 46 critics, by the way. And the top critics, if you look at the top critics column, it's about even split between rotten and fresh. So
couldn't the same argument be made that if it, like you said, there's only 46 critics, let's say 40 more critics give it 3.5 out of 5, then it's going to have a very high score.
It's true. So
you can argue either side of it, but either way, what do you guys make of all of this? The box office, How to Train Your Dragon, how it's going to do. Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. We got a few more stories to get into today, and then we'll talk about the questions. And John Rocha was so close last week, so close on winning the whole week. He had one victory away, and Winston stole it at the end. We'll get to that in a second.
We're going to stop breaking stuff on the hot mic, so you guys have nothing to talk about. We're going to stop talking. We're going to stop breaking all the superhero stuff because I think half the questions are about scoops that Jeff breaks, and those should go in my column. I think those should go in my column.
I'm
hiring a lawyer. Now that Justin Baldoni's case has been thrown out, I'm going to get his lawyer.
Has it been thrown out?
Yeah. About 20 minutes ago, Deadline and Variety reported that the judge has thrown out a majority, if not all, of Justin Baldoni's claims against Blake Lively. The case, they can refile, I think, after the March 26th.
In favor of Blake.
Yeah. They said, well, his suit is not merit. It has no merit. So now they're going to argue the case in March on her accusations. And then if she's found to be lying or not, and then he can sue her for damages. So that's the angle they're taking now, it seems.
That sounds like nothing I want to get into. So anyway, put your thoughts in, everybody, about everything we just discussed. We have more to talk about. Before we do that, I want to let you guys know that we have two wonderful sponsors, both in Factor and Turtle Beach. I'll tell you about both of them. I really hope that you're helping us out, getting yourself something wonderful in the process. I'll tell you about both of them. Here you go. Man, summer is here. I'm excited for it. It is time to relax, get some sun, do all the things that make summer really, really special. And the number one thing that you don't want to be doing all summer is spending hours upon hours cooking. This is what I love about Factor. Factor has chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals are ready. They're just 2 minutes, taking the hassle out of eating well. So there's 45 weekly menu options. You can pick gourmet meals that fit your summer gains, your goals. Choose from options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. Enjoy more this summer. Get Factor if you want all the flavor and none of the fuss. I've told you, since I have been going to the gym, since I've been trying to focus on health, Factor has been instrumental in helping me do it. I use it, and you should too. So, if you want to get Factor, and you should get Factor, get started at Factor with factormeals.com/Christian50off, but use that code Christian50off to get 50% off, plus free shipping on your first box. That's code Christian50off at factormeals.com/Christian50off for 50% off, plus free shipping. Factormeals.com/Christian50off. So, it's Turtle Beach time, and I'm excited to talk about them again. Man, that Stealth 700 headset that I got, the sound. I was playing the Indiana Jones game. The sound is just so, it's like, you guys know how I am with sound and movies in general. Playing this game and hearing every little bit of sound because the headset is just so incredible. It just does leaps and bounds better than previous ones that I've used. But it's funny when you're playing the game and you're so just taken in by all the sounds because the headset is so incredible. I was like, oh, wait, I got to pay attention to what's going on. I'm going to get popped by one of these bad guys. And the other great thing about it, it's got an 80-hour battery life. I was like, oh, I got to charge this thing. It's like, no, not yet. You got time. I mean, you could. You don't have to. And that's the worst when you're playing a game, you're doing something with the headset, and then just craps out, and you're like, oh, I got to wait forever. It's great. The Stealth 700 has the industry's first ever cross-play dual wireless transmitter system. It means you can seamlessly switch between your consoles and the PC with just a click of a button. Gets even better. While being connected to your console, the Stealth 700 can connect with your phone for music streaming, taking calls at the same time. Listen to your favorite songs while gaming, all done with the Stealth 700. And it's not just amazing headsets that Turtle Beach has. They have every gaming accessory that you could ever want, and they're all high quality, and they're prices that don't break the bank. That's the most important. From flight and racing simulators to controllers, keyboards, and mice, Turtle Beach is the ultimate gaming cheat code. You got to head to turtlebeach.com. You got to use that code Christian. 10% off your entire order. That is 10% off your order at turtlebeach.com. Use the promo code Christian. You're going to purchase it like you did last time. They'll ask you where you heard about them. You got to tell them our show sent you. We did it. Get the ultimate immersed gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. Turtle Beach, Factor. I really hope you guys are helping us out here. Why? Because you're going to get some great stuff for yourself. That keeps us going. That keeps us on the air. That keeps you happy because you're getting great quality stuff. All right. John Rocha.
Yes, sir.
Right now, currently at 21. That's pretty damn good.
21. Thank
21. You had 113. I could have swore you were going to get. You know what it was?
you. Yeah.
There was like so Crystal came in. She had been in all week, and she said after her last one, after the guys beat you, she said, "Tell Rocha it was me." That's funny. So we'll see.
They say if you don't have haters, you're not doing anything right. So
I think she's a playful hater, though. I think she's a playful hater. But either way, let's get John there. I would be lying, and
I haven't won in months, by the way.
I know.
Everybody else.
I would be lying, and I'll be, and maybe I'm not supposed to say this. I was rooting for you last week.
Thank you.
I was rooting for you. I was like, let the guy get one win. Let him get a win here. And then Coy and Winston just came in strong, and I was like, well, what are you gonna do? Anyway, so we got some other stuff here. There's another story that popped up.
What you got?
Post Secret Wars Thor 5 in development.
Ooh.
Called "Let's Make a Do-Over for that last piece of crap." A new report from Daniel Richtman indicates that a fifth film in the Thor franchise is now officially in development at Marvel Studios. New film is reportedly being planned as part of the next saga and set after the events of Secret Wars, which would indicate it arriving no earlier than late 2027, early 2028. As previously indicated, Taika Waititi isn't returning to direct, with another director expected to come aboard. Extraction director Sam Hargrave was named as a potential contender a while back, but no name is mentioned in the new report. Kenneth Branagh's first film has its fans, but also issues. While Alan Taylor's Thor: The Dark World is considered one of the weakest MCU films, Waititi's Thor: Ragnarok in 2017 was seen as a savior of the franchise, the more comedic spin grossing $855 million worldwide and landing rave reviews. The fourth film, Thor: Love and Thunder, wasn't well received, with mixed reviews and plenty of criticisms over its tone, script, jokes, and visual effects quality. It's not clear where the franchise will go from this point. Hemsworth is returning for the new Avengers, but with multiverse shenanigans happening, it could mean the next Thor film may follow a new God of Thunder for all we know. That would be a major error if they did that. What do you make this, John? Should they let Thor just kind of go off into the wind, or should they take a shot and say, look, that last one didn't work out. What can we do?
I think I think the idea of the Extraction director hopefully is still a possibility for this situation, because I love those two movies. So he, like we saw with McQuarrie, essentially revitalizing Tom Cruise. I think you can see, whatever you feel about the most recent Mission Impossible film aside, you can't argue that he kind of revitalized that franchise with Tom Cruise. And so to me, maybe this guy has the secret formula to unlock this kind of next level of Chris Hemsworth in his career. And look, you got to reward the guy for being a loyal soldier in the MCU. I mean, he comes back to voice himself in the animated stuff. Not all the actors do that. And he really loves being a part of Marvel, always defends it, like Sebastian Stan. They always defend Marvel and always are in the forefront. And I think you don't want to leave that franchise or that section of the franchise with a sour taste in your mouth like Love and Thunder. So him getting another shot, I think, makes all the sense in the world, because people still love Ragnarok. It was only one movie ago in that branch of the timeline. So why not go back and try to get it right and figure things out and have some fun with it and get Chris Hemsworth excitedly back on board. So to me, I like this idea. He deserves one more shot. It's not his fault that Branagh's is a bit stuffy and Alan Taylor's isn't the best. And clearly Taika unlocked something really great with that branch of the franchise. So there's possibilities if you get the right director, I think.
I don't know how you rank them, but I would rank them 3, 1, 2, 4.
I might put 4 above 2. I liked it more than some of y'all did, because I like Christian Bale's performance more than Christopher Eccleston's performance.
I don't think anybody's going to disagree with you on that.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, you see in a different movie than the other movie, possibly, but I like the Russell Crowe stuff. I did not like the Natalie Portman, let's just brush over the fact that she has cancer kind of stuff. They should have spent more time with that.
Yeah.
But I do like the Russell Crowe stuff, and I do like the stuff with Gore, even if it wasn't that well brought together. His performance was damn good. So
let me tell you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're doing, so Sam and I are still doing MCU right now. Miss Marvel will be finished tomorrow. I think the finale hits, and then Friday is Love and Thunder. I don't mind Dark World. Really? I don't disagree with you that the villain is about as forgettable as it gets, but I like the movie, and I like that even though there's comedy in it, Thor's pretty serious. he is a complete Saturday Night Live goofball by the time you get to the fourth movie. And to Chris Hemsworth even saying he's not serious at all. There's nothing to me. He's a goof. He's everything that he learned in the previous movies is gone. I love Ragnarok. There's certainly a lot of comedy in it for sure, but there's a balance to it.
Yeah, it's the right amount of comedy.
There's a balance to it. That balance is gone in the fourth movie. I am dreading this movie, John. I'm dreading watching it again.
Really? I think you're gonna like it rewatching it again more than you did the first time.
I hate
let it go.
That movie to me is one of those movies. I remember seeing it at the premiere, and everyone thinking I was a lunatic for not liking it. And then even the post my out of the theater, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And I'm like, what the hell am I talking? That movie was terrible. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Let me try to do a rewatch of this thing once it hits streaming. I couldn't get past like 6 minutes of it.
Oh wow!
Turned it off. And so the fact that I'm going to be forcing myself, and I'm not even going to say this, I don't want to.
Yeah, corrupt Sam.
I don't want to corrupt Sam. I've told Sam nothing about the movie. I've told she's going to be so excited. You're going to see her get so excited. Like I don't tell her what movies we're going to watch. Right. So she finds out she's going to be pumped. I'm not going to say a word to her. I don't think she's going to like it, and I'll tell you why. She doesn't like when there's over the top. She likes to laugh. She likes the comedy. She loves Guardians, but when it overpowers the stuff, she's like me, and it overpowers the movie. And Taika didn't give a crap, dude. But get off course here.
It feels like Taika going, I made $885 million in the last movie. Let me do what I want to do here with this. And he went too far.
And he didn't care. He's like, I'm going to care. I'm going to make everybody laugh. He's a funny dude. He's a really funny dude. I like Taika a lot. I just hate that movie. And so either way, Chris Hemsworth was on Josh Horowitz's show not too long ago.
Yes.
And pretty much, without saying it, had regrets about the way that movie was played.
Yes.
Maybe he said it as much. But you are 1,000% correct. He deserves a shot to kind of redeem it. So, dude, there was a rumor that George Miller was going to do it. Where's that Thor movie?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Give me that Thor. Let's get another. In the same way we're going to get Rage Hulk again. Let's get another Thor movie. I mean, a serious Thor. Let's get some more Thor to where he's like, okay, look, this is a different version. Obviously, you're going to have the comedy in there. It's Marvel, but let's get that more kind of layered Thor because that's what the evolution was. Don't set him back.
Well, that's the problem with the fourth one. If they had leaned into the cancer storyline, I imagine Disney was like, well, we don't want to bring people down, and we have kids who are going to watch this. We don't want to depress them. But if they had leaned into the cancer storyline more and really had more of the serious angle to it, it would have balanced the humor a little bit better. It doesn't mean that the humor would have 100% now worked all of a sudden. No, but I think the film would have left most people with a better feeling about it, that they handled this storyline really well, and that the jokes came as a nice like pressure valve release from the situation that Jane might be dying and might die in the film. And I think they should have done that more. And with Gore, the same thing. The fact that he is tortured over the loss of his family, they should have leaned into that even more so that you felt the sympathy for why he's going the villainous route, why he has this anger against the gods. This is the mistake sometimes. Executives get in there, start ripping out things like Bruce Willis in Armageddon, start ripping, what's this, an ice cream scooper? We don't need this. Like start ripping stuff out. And then by the time it's left, it's a bit of a Frankenstein film and it doesn't really work. And so, because I think there's a good film in there. They just...
Yeah, I mean, Christian Bale is that idea, the opening up of what that character's going through, that classic character in the comics. I was so excited for that film, but nonetheless, I would say that what that story is about. Should Thor have another movie? Yes, it also depends on what kind of Thor are we going to see in Secret War.
Right.
Like that's that is a major issue. Like what happens there? Because the only thing I don't like about the idea of being announced is I thought Thor would be one of the ones that couldn't eat it. Like, how powerful would Doom be if he could kill off Thor?
Right.
But I think Ant-Man's going to eat it. I mean, I think it's it.
You think Paul Rudd's going to die?
I mean, you want to get people upset? Kill Paul Rudd.
That's true.
You want to get people. You want to hurt people in their core. You kill Paul Rudd. That'll make people sad.
Bro, a Paul Rudd death scene.
Right? If Paul Rudd, you can't bring him back no matter what multiverse, and that's it. That's the end of Paul Rudd.
Damn.
How mad would people be if you kill Paul Rudd? And so you can't kill Paul Rudd. The second someone says in that meeting, you can't do it, you do it.
Yeah.
because that's you got to go. You got to go balls out here.
I guess so, man. I guess so.
You're not doing an Ant-Man movie. There's no Ant-Man movie coming out. You want to do another Chris? There's another Thor movie for sure. You know, I understand not killing him, but like Ant-Man, thanks for the work. See you next time, or not.
Wow.
I love Paul Rudd. I would be devastated if they killed Paul Rudd. That's why they got to do it. Kill him. Take him out. Paul Rudd's like, hey, that's my paycheck. You'll be all right. Paul Rudd will be around long past the AI.
If you haven't invested the Marvel money by now, after being in all those films, Paul, I got no sympathy for you, for God's sake.
Yeah. Anyway, look, so people are like, no, don't kill Paul Rudd. That's why you kill him. That's why you kill him, because everyone's like, no, you can't kill Paul Rudd. Exactly. Loki's been killed already.
I don't think I've ever seen a Paul Rudd death scene, so that could be interesting.
Yeah, someone said Loki. We can kill Loki again. Kill Loki every single time. I get it. He's sitting on the. You could end Loki.
Yeah.
You know, sure. We killed Paul Rudd and Loki because Loki dies. I feel like Loki dies every 7 minutes.
That's true. He's got a lot of deaths. Let me ask you a question. If Quantumania and Love and Thunder were hanging off a cliff and you had to save one,
Quantumania.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Like this, like this, and then I'm waving at Thor's Love and Thunder that falls to its death. It's like that thing. That thing is a lot. That thing is Elijah Wood is Quantumania. Macaulay Culkin is Love and Thunder. See you later. But although I do not have
what a reference to an old.
I do not have the problem the mother had though in that movie. I don't have the problem the mother had in that movie. She was at a dilemma. I wouldn't even give my hand.
The Good Son, right? Is that what it was called? The Good Son.
Yeah. I would put oil on my hand.
Well, Lorenzo's oil.
See you later. That's where that's coming from, right? I think it's my least favorite movie.
Oh my God!
Out of the Marvel movies, it might be. Well, I don't know. The Marvels, I gotta go through again too.
The Marvels, man.
That Singing Planet. I couldn't believe it.
They've got good chemistry. The three.
That's why I might rank it higher than Love. I'm gonna look at both of them. I remember I took Frank Janish with me to see that one.
Oh, Frank and Numbers.
And I remember going, I don't know how this movie's gonna be. And I remember watching it, looking at him at one point, going, all right, not too bad. And then the Singing Planet thing happens, and I go, the heck, what's going on? Like what is this real? I thought it was like someone like put that scene in there by accident and we got that screening.
Yeah.
You know, like they're like, it's just a joke. That's like a punk thing. And now you're gonna the rumor was that scene was like 20 minutes long.
I think they talked themselves into something. Like the director and the writer, like, this is gonna work. Trust me, this is gonna work. And they're like, well, look, we brought in more diverse people to be part of this. I'm gonna be open. Maybe we're not seeing it. And then it came out and people were like, this is horrific. So
brutal. Anyway. Thor. Next one. Should they do it? Should they do another Thor movie? Does he deserve another movie? Do you think we're too harsh on Love and Thunder? Do you like that film? What say you? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know again on the comments section, on the live replay, and especially on the Clips channel. If you're not subscribed to the Clips channel, do it. Why? Because you can't catch the show every day. Maybe you can, but if you can, you can catch us. Oh, wait, the time code. You don't need the time codes. You need the Clips channel. That's what you need. Clips channel will get you all the clips and everything that we're doing. So make sure you head on over there. Check it out.
It's a great idea.
What's that?
I'm so exhausted from doing time codes all the time on my stuff. Do a clip outs channel.
I told you. How many times have I told you to do clips?
We've never had a conversation about this.
You want me to still root for you? Because I'm about to not to.
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm rooting for Zelda.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Zelda. It's delayed. The filming's delayed to 2027. Yeah. This is a highly anticipated movie. Sony Pictures has pushed back the theatrical release of The Legend of Zelda live-action video game adaptation. The title, which was originally slated for March 26, 2027, is now opening on May 27, 2027, taking the early May weekend slot that's one of the most desirable on the calendar. Nintendo Representative Director Shigeru Miyamoto produces the feature and explained the delay on X, saying the project needed a few extra weeks, to complete. This is Miyamoto. For production reasons, we are changing the release date of the live-action film of The Legend of Zelda to May 7th, 2027. It will be some weeks than the release timing we originally announced, and we will take the extra time to make the film as good as it can be. Wes Ball is directing the feature based on Nintendo's fantasy-inspired game series. The story centers on the young Link and Princess Zelda, who attempt to save the kingdom of Hyrule from the evil Ganon. I don't know if I said that right. The move gets the film out of the way of both Godzilla and Kong Supernova opening on Zelda's old date and Sonic the Hedgehog 4 arriving mid-March. Zelda has no real competition for its attention for 3 weeks until Star Wars Starfighter arrives late May. All right, John, I'm going to start with my thoughts on this.
Please.
Whoever made the decision to do this should keep their job for a while.
To delay it?
Yes. This is for a lot of different reasons.
Okay.
One, what you just said at the end there. Two, you're playing in the same neighborhood of movies that have done very well.
Yep.
And it's almost like a second summer of Kong and Sonic. Sonic people, they have the formula down at Sonic. The last one might have been better than the other ones. And they're making money.
Yeah.
Kong, they're doing it for they're one of the smart blockbusters, making it for a smaller budget, reasonable budget, healthy budget of like 125 in the last one, hiring good talent, not breaking your budget, making sure people aren't getting first class everywhere they go, so cutting their money down, 125, making a profit. Get the hell out of the way. Plus, 3 weeks later in May, you what we just talked about with school and everything too. Yes, there'll still be kids in school, and that's the thing too. But that is a game that has been around with so many different people. People are pumped about this.
Yeah.
This is a summer movie and then some. You take your time, you get it out there. This could be the start of a major film franchise. Kudos. 100%. Very smart. What say you?
Yeah, agreed. And the thing is, they don't even have a star yet, right? So who is leading the film? So they clearly want a little more time to figure out who they're going to cast. And maybe they have someone in mind, and so they're pushing it because that person might have stuff booked already in their future here that would not allow them to be free enough to do this film just yet. So maybe they have someone in mind. They're like, well, we'll delay it a few months, we'll get it right, and we'll get that person on board, and we'll go forward from there. There were rumors that Hunter Schafer was possibly looked at to be the lead on this because they look exactly almost like Zelda. Could be interesting, but maybe they felt like maybe that wasn't the right path. So now they want to allow themselves a little more time to do a bit more of a wider casting search to see who they can get to be a part of it. So yeah, it's not a negative because people aren't like waiting for this and then it's like, okay, we delayed it right before we're about to release it, or a couple of months before we're about to release it. Then it feels a little more shady. This way, you're starting from the beginning. You're giving yourself a long runway, and you want to make sure you get everything in place. Plus, Kristian, let's be honest. You mentioned AI earlier. You want to make sure the technology. You want to make sure you're on the cutting edge of technology, so you make this thing look as great as you can make it look. Yes, it's live action, but you're still going to have special effects. So, yeah.
Is Anya Taylor-Joy playing Zelda?
I don't know. I haven't seen that. Who's saying that?
I don't know. All I saw was that she's busy. I didn't know if that meant that she was.
She could be. Maybe that's the situation.
The other thing to talk about,
you
know who's underrated is Wes Ball.
Yes. What a great last Planet of the Apes movie.
Great movie. And those Maze Runner movies were way better than they should have been.
Right. Good point.
Wes Ball is a good director. Yeah. He's a really solid director. I love this choice for Zelda. I like what he does. I like how he builds, like we were talking about before. You build action, you build a big franchise. Like it's not an easy feat to take over from Matt Reeves.
Yeah.
And not only are you taking over from Matt Reeves, you're taking over from Matt Reeves without Andy Serkis.
Right.
And you did it. And then some. That's a good movie. An underrated movie. So underrated that I loved it. And I told you this. I forgot about it, that it was in my freaking top 10. And I forgot to put it in my top 10. I love that movie. But I love what he did. I want to see him do another Apes. Is he supposed to do another Apes?
I don't know. I can take a look real quick and see if he is doing another Apes. But remember that 9-minute mouse guard footage that he released before he got hired to do the Planet of the Apes movie? Even those 9 minutes of footage were amazing for the project that was shuttered, and it looked like this guy knows exactly what he's doing. So yeah, it's exciting to see him be a part of Zelda. And clearly he's shown that he can work within the confines of a franchise and an IP like he did with Planet of the Apes. So it's a smart move on so many levels. And the guy graduated from the Florida State University College of Motion Pictures on site. So he's he's a Seminole by association. I would say.
I'm a Wes Ball fan. I like Wes Ball. And I think that if this movie
Yeah.
does what it could, this could be the biggest movie box office wise for West Ball, hands down.
Oh, possibly. Yeah. Get some points, Wes. Get some backhand points, man.
100%. If you can get people pumped with this trailer, get the world really looking good.
Yeah.
This could be the next franchise. This could be the next one. Because there's so many different games. The world is so rich. It's so rich, and like fantasy for me, I never got into the Zelda games playing them, but my daughter would play like the most recent ones, like 3-4 years ago. She was playing them on Super Nintendo or the Nintendo Switch,
right?
And I remember just going in and I played a couple boards with her. I was terrible at it, but I was just watching what was going on. I'm like, this is a cool world, man. I want to see something else in this world. Like you're always going to get me with the fantasy stuff. Do it, and if you can do it in an epic way like this, and you got West Ball in, this now is a very highly anticipated movie for me.
Yeah. Put it on your list. May 7th, 2027.
May 7th. Yeah. What do you think, guys? You think May 7th? That's the date. You start off summer hot. What say you? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Yeah. All right. Last thing. Okay. We're going to talk about before we get into the questions. Speaking of things that I'm a fan of, I'm nervous about.
Oh,
He-Man, Masters of the Universe. Nicholas Galtazine teases his He-Man physique and the costume behind the curtain.
Hello.
Though it's only via silhouette, Masters of the Universe star Nicholas Galtazine has shared a brief video showing off his physique and teasing the costume he'll don as Eternia's protector. Live-action Masters of the Universe movie is now filming at Wookiee Hole, in Somerset. After recently finishing up at the Wells Cathedral, and star Nicholas Galtazine has shared some photos and video clips from the massive underground cave system believed to be doubling for the caves of Eternia. One brief clip, the Cinderella actor can be posing from behind a curtain in his He-Man costume. He's completely obscured, but the silhouette does reveal one detail about the outfit. Not too surprisingly, it seems the next big screen take on the muscle-bound hero will be ditching the funny loincloth the character wore in the original animated series for a leather tunic or whatever that word is. So we've seen Galtazine as Prince Adam in set photos, but aside from a partial reveal via the initial production, still, we have yet to get a proper look at him in He-Man mode. If he's going to be filming scenes in Somerset in full view of the public, we can now probably expect MGM, Amazon, to release an official image fairly soon. Yeah. Now, here's a video and some photos. Let's see. This is you see the photo there? Yes, you can.
Sure. Yeah. Hello.
So it's just him. Let's see. Hold on.
Didn't we see a picture of him already, like walking down the street?
You saw him walking down the street, but you didn't really see. That was as Prince Adam.
This is like some out of Austin Powers.
Right. That's kind of look. You're not wrong. That the way that shot does. But here's where I stand with this, because you know how close I am to this. I almost got a chance to actually be part of bringing it to film.
Yes.
Years and years and years ago.
Okay.
And the pitch was always Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars.
Right.
The pitch was always, don't play it goofy. The original script that John Woo had, that we had gotten a hold of, had Teela and He-Man talking about getting cheeseburgers and nonsense. And it was like, no. You can't play goofy stuff. You got to go that Cartoon Network approach in 2002.
Right.
And every other person that tried to bring this to live action took the ball, fumbled it, so many different levels. So when then Travis Knight was announced, I was like, okay, very similar to West Ball.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's going to get it. He gets it. Like, you look at Bumblebee, I think even though we don't agree about the overall idea of having Michael Bay or not having Michael Bay, we both agree that the beginning of Travis Knight's Bumblebee on Cybertron is one of the best openings ever of a Transformers movie. Yeah. It's amazing. It was what we always wanted to see.
Yep.
The guy gets it. He understands. So I was very concerned when we're doing the same thing that the Dolph Lundgren version did, and we're sticking him on Earth. He-Man isn't from Earth. His mother is. Right. He's not from Earth. Marlene is from Earth. He doesn't need to be on Earth. He doesn't need to be Neo and then realize, hey, guess what? You're actually He-Man. Skeletor put a spell on him or something, whatever it might be, but he's there.
Right.
How long do we spend on Earth? If we're there for 5-10 minutes and then we're out and he paints Eternia in a way that I'm like, look at me. Hey, I thought Transformers 1, the trailer looked like absolute dog piss.
Right.
Turned out to be one of my favorite movies of the year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping happens because I have that much faith in Travis Knight. I can't judge anything of this. You're 100% right. It looks like an Austin Powers thing, but that's not what the movie's going to be like.
Right.
But do you have any faith in this movie whatsoever?
No. Absolutely zero. Absolutely zero. Yeah.
How come?
Because nothing I've seen has made me excited about it. Nothing I've seen has made me go like, oh, wow, I can't wait. And I grew up on He-Man. You know, I ain't one of these guys that watch it on reruns. I grew up on He-Man when it was coming out. And so for me, that's Thundercats, He-Man, G.I. Joe, Transformers, G1. That's my crew. That's my growing up experience. And so I have a desire to see good interpretations of. I like the Kevin Smith animated series. So, you know, there were just some things that some people didn't 100% like, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So to me, I like the He-Man stuff. And I think it is something you can do live action, do really well. Just nothing I've seen so far in the rollout has made me excited. To be fair, we've only seen him walking down the street in some pictures, and then we've seen him behind a curtain. He should have had his sword in a certain place. That would have been funny. So, but nothing about this so far has gotten me excited about it. And the fact that you're mentioning Earth, him being kind of earthbound for some of the movie, or maybe the majority of the movie, that also has me with concerns. But
the only reason I am not 100% with you on the I have no faith in this movie is because of Travis Knight. If this was
you're right. I love Travis.
Anyone else with the same photos that were leaked, I would be like, but not anyone else. But if this was just kind of if it was Len Weissman, I bet done.
God,
this is this movie is done. But Travis Knight, okay, I was like, look, I don't love the approach. I don't love what you're doing here with Earth. But the fact that all the other stuff is leaked from Castle Grayskull, Caves of Eternia, they're spending time there.
Yeah.
Are you going to mix science with magic? Like I said, my favorite, look, I grew up with the 80s cartoon, but my favorite version of it is actually the 2002 Cartoon Network one. That had the most lore. That had the most lore, it had everything. It was fantastic. We'll see. I can't say anything else to it because I really want to see that first trailer. I think that first trailer is going to be where you and I have our conversations of, okay, look, maybe this could be something else. Maybe they're going to be 2 seconds. 2 seconds on Earth, and then they get the hell out of there. I think it's going to be like that Neo situation, you know, when he's got the thing in his mouth and then he realizes it's time to get the hell out of the Matrix. I think that's what's going to happen. So, anyway, do you guys have any faith in this movie? Do you think it could be good? Do you care? Do you not care? What say you? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right, we have to get John Rocha the win this week. Can we do it?
Wow.
Can we do it? Crystal is not here today.
Oh, Crystal.
Of course, she wouldn't be here today, but will she be here for the week to try to defeat John? If so, let's get John to a number that it's going to be hard for them to catch. We're starting at 40. That's a good number.
I feel like prosecuting attorney. Like, I feel I should get to come back on Friday for an hour and see if I can top whatever they do on Friday. Like, it only seems fair.
Like a separate show?
Stack the deck.
Like a separate show?
Yeah, do a separate from like 1 to 2 right afterwards.
Sure. Well, what's going to happen is I have a feeling Crystal's going to join tomorrow with Roxy, but we'll
right.
But you know, there's a wild card here.
Yeah.
Chris Carr is joining officially the team starting on Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
On our first show together. So Ken Sheedy, no outsider, nobody on their debut has won. So we'll see if that's going to happen.
Okay, fair point. So you're stacking the deck even more. Someone who's coming from another massive show following.
Hey, hey, look, you're the outlaw. You got to beat obstacles, right? Your whole career, jumping over obstacles.
That's true.
And speaking of which, what's going on? You're working on your channel. You're doing your channel. What do you got?
The Outlaw Nation. It's happening. I mean, for now, there's a change coming in the air in July. Get ready. It will be changing. But for now, it is the Outlaw Nation channel. We got so much going on this week. We just dropped a fun Spill the Tequila episode over the weekend with me and Winston A. Marshall. I did my live watch along that's on there for Money in the Bank. And then today we're doing another episode of the Geek Buddies with Mike Vogel and I talking about Predator Killer of Killers that came out over the weekend, reviewing that, then talking some of the stories we talked today. And then tomorrow, another episode of Spill the Tequila, and then Hot Mike on Thursday. And of course, all the stuff going on with the Jedi Way, which will be back this week as well, and the reviews and reactions I got going on. I'll go see Phoenician Scheme this afternoon. So I will have a review either tonight or tomorrow morning up on the channel as well. Looking forward to that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Make sure you check out. And speaking of which, we're like right there. We're like almost 3,000 away from 200, guys. We're hoping. We're trying to get to the 200 by the end of this month, but we'll see. We'll see if we can do it. All right, let's start up. Let's see what we got. Starting with, again, 43 to start, and Derek is going to support you.
Oh, thank you, Derek.
Coming in hot. Derek is going to follow that up with Derek Johnson. The Predator anthology was good, but what it set up makes me believe this IP is in good hands. Imagine if Dutch or Danny Glover had been on ice this whole time. So I've only seen the beginning of. I started watching it last night, actually. And I like it. I like what they're doing with it so far, for sure. I was wondering though, and because they're setting up a good story with the Vikings and everything from what I'm seeing. A lot of heads getting cut off right in the beginning. And I'm going, okay, are we showing us that we can cut off heads and show guts and everything too? Is that what we're doing in the animation? I get it. There's a lot of heads getting cut off. But then I said, shut up, idiot. The story's good. And so
it goes in 3 separate sections. Like you said, the Vikings, then it goes samurai. And then it goes World War II.
Oh, great.
So those are the 3 sections.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Okay, good. So it doesn't stay with the Vikings the whole time.
No. But I don't want to ruin it.
Don't ruin it. I'm gonna watch it. I'll probably do an immediate reaction once I do. Cool. But I love that. I hope what I'd like to see, even if you don't get Arnold, you should get Joe Gaudette to do it. You should do you should do a Dutch. You should we wanted to bring Dutch back forever, some way or another.
Right.
And get. Have you ever heard Joe Gaudette's Arnold?
No.
Oh my God.
Is it better than yours? Is that possible?
Makes mine look like it's not even a contest. Joe Gaudette did it to Arnold.
Wow.
Yeah, he's so good. I wonder if I can even.
That's big time.
I'm gonna see if I can play a little bit. If I can find a Joe Gaudette Arnold. I would try to call him right now and see if he'll do it, but I don't know if he's gonna be around. Let's see. I'll just play a bit. Here is. Oh yeah. Okay. Here. Listen.
Well, today we are doing the Periscope interview in the kitchen.
So that's amazing.
This is the pantry where they keep all the food and the protein and the carbohydrates. So over here, we get powdered peanut butter. It's great protein.
And this is from like 9 years ago. It's his got significantly better.
Yeah, it's good.
Let's see the whole.
This is the stupidest one yet. And now something Arnold Schwarzenegger would never say, but I'll say it because I can do his voice.
Well, listen, they wanted to welcome you all to the new Terminator 2 Italian cuisine-inspired restaurant, and it's called Pasta La Vista. All of the restrooms are equipped with the state-of-the-art Dyson hand dryers.
So he's so good. There's no one. I always say there's like, if you ask me who's the best Robin Williams of all time, no one can touch Jamie Costa. No one can touch Jamie Costa. If you tell me who's the best Tony Soprano of all time, nobody touches Max Cook.
I don't know. Ari Spears is a really good Tony Soprano.
Stop with the Ari Spears. I've already talked about this before.
Okay.
Ari Spears is really good.
Yes,
he is an amateur compared to Max Cook.
Wow.
Dude, have you ever heard Max Cook?
I've never heard Max Cook, but I don't know anyone I've ever heard is better than
I know you well enough. You would change your tune real quick. I'm going to play a little here.
Yeah. Oh, how the fuck are you? Hey, let me tell you something. I got a lot of friends, certain friends of ours, and they're always saying to me, "Oh, Max," and I go, "Yeah." Wow. They say, "You know what you gotta do? Look at me. You know what you gotta do? Wow. What the fuck do I gotta do? Fucking spit it out." They said, "You gotta get yourself a fucking camera. You gotta put yourself in your fucking bedroom all alone during a weekday when your fucking wife's at work, and you gotta fucking close the windows and close the doors and concentrate and do your fucking Tony Soprano impersonate."
Dude, he does one where it's him back and forth with him and Christopher Moltisanti, and his face turns into them.
That's amazing.
Everyone always gives, because Ari Spears is famous and he's very funny. He's very talented.
Yeah.
He is nowhere near as good as Max Cook. But anyways, and Joe
Arnold's was good. Sasso's Arnold was good too.
Sasso's is great. Not better than Joe Gaudette. Joe Good. It's the only reason that these people get and the same reason that now. So is it Sasso? Not Sasso.
Yeah, Will Sasso who does Arnold. Yeah.
No, but no. I'm thinking, who's the one that's always on Chris Van Vliet's show? Is it Sasso?
That is Sasso. Yeah. Who does
Sasso
all the
has a great Jesse Ventura.
Oh, and his Randy is fucking amazing.
His Randy's good. He is great. Yeah. And so his Randy is really good, but his Jesse Ventura, Karrion Kross's Ventura.
I would love to see Karrion and Will do like a Jesse Ventura off.
Yeah.
Like,
have you seen Karrion do Jesse to Jesse?
Yes, I saw that. He was really kind about it. Jesse was, yeah,
he was great. Mr. 101, what do you like about Elon Musk? Got a lot of money. I wish I had some of it too.
Dude, like
Filoni, hey Kristian, I heard you've been talking crap about me. I have not been talking crap. I've given my opinion. What happened? We used to be cool. You know,
Filoni, you cheap ass $5, Filoni. That's all you can afford. You cheap ass.
That's why I'm talking crap about you. Probably bought 87 new hats. Only with $5 in there. So yeah, that's my other thing. So my favorite is I gave my opinion in the fact that I don't think it's the right choice to have him as the guy, right? To be the keys to the castle.
I agree with you guys.
Right. And you do it in a way I always try to approach it in the same way that if you're talking about a new head coach that's put on your team, do you think that person's right for the job? And I don't think this person's right for the job because this, and their previous jobs, they've done this, and this. The internet is so dumb sometimes where the majority of the comments are, okay, yeah, either I agree, disagree, here's why. One person's like, oh, when did this turn into a hate channel? At what point is that a hate channel comment? In the same way that, dude, so we did the Sinners reaction.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Kate Mulligan. Kate Mulligan sits down and goes, my husband hated this movie, didn't like it, right? Just didn't like it. So we watch at the end. The stupid amount of comments calling her husband a racist for not liking the movie. Morons, absolute morons. And it's like, if you even met her husband, who is like the exact opposite of what a racist does. Right. And he is a kind, wonderful human being. And I actually heard a lot of his criticisms after we talked to him. And I was like, oh, okay, I understand. I don't agree with you, but I understand where you're going with it. It's filmed the way certain things are shot. But the jump from, oh, well, he doesn't like it because he's a racist. What? Shame on you. Yeah. Shame on you. Shame on you. In the same way that, like, oh, because you're talking to, you don't like Filoni anymore. You're a hate channel now. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I can't stand people when it comes to that kind of shit. It's like, you can say, hey, dude, I do not agree with you at all. This guy is the guy. Stuff he did with Clone Wars, the way he wrote things, he's the guy. You're wrong. Yeah. All day you can say that. Mm-hmm. It's just it's what you and I talk about all the time, dude. It's like it's either you hate everything or you love everything, and if you don't, you're a bad person if you don't love everything.
Yeah, and most of the time there are people who created an account just to leave a shitty message. That's usually my experience. They have like no subscribers, and it's like user 12056789110 or something like that. Yeah. You're just like, okay, yeah, you're just an angry person. That's
all. But like the people who like everything though, it's just like if you don't like anything, you're a hate.
Well, no, I think what you said is very clear. It's like you can disagree or agree with me. Just lay it out in a way that's like respectful for both sides.
Exactly. I saw somebody say that. Someone said, "Oh, Kristian doesn't like if you disagree with him. If you disagree with him, you banish him from the channel." Yeah. No. If you present yourself like a fucking asshole, I delete you from the channel.
Exactly.
If you just say, "Hey, dude, I don't agree with anything you're saying. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you why. Because this, and this. I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but I don't agree with it. I think that this and that. That's called healthy debate.
Yeah.
That's called conversation.
If you come in being sarcastic or scoffing or any of that kind of stuff, why do you think
name calling other
things? Want to have a conversation with you? It's so nonsense. It's so
stupid. Nonsense. Geek Lodestars. Hey guys, somehow the fly ended up in my area after making the rounds to others. Freaking fly. Do you think Ballerina will do well enough for another one? No.
But I think she won't be removed from the universe. I think she might show up in a John Wick movie, but I don't think we're gonna get a sequel.
And she should. She is a star.
Yeah.
She is a star. I don't disagree with what you said earlier that it was a lot to put that on her shoulders and try to do a movie like that without building enough underneath her to do it. But she's electric, and she pulled it off, and she fought with that anger, and she fought with this. I believed her. And she should show up. I want to see her. Okay, Joe, Hendo TV. Did you guys see that Prime members are getting early access screenings for Superman? I did see that.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. What does that necessarily mean, though? Does that mean that they can just go to like press screenings and stuff?
You sign up for it, and you go. I think July 7th, I think, is when the early screenings are. But yeah, maybe press screenings because they have them word of mouth screenings or whatever. Yeah. So yeah.
Armada. If there was a spoof version of Oppenheimer, Gary Busey or Dice as Oppenheimer. Dice is in that new movie. Did you see him? He's looking jacked. Did you see him in that? He's in that Eddie Murphy movie with Pete.
I haven't seen that trailer. Okay.
The trailer just came out this morning. It looks fine. Yeah. But Dice is in it, and he looks in shape. He looks good. His Instagram.
The guy who's lifting the weights.
You want the picture? Right. See him as, hey, I was thinking, you guys want to make a bomb? I got ideas. Yeah, Gary, I released a few bombs. One was in the toilet. The other was a few wires back and forth, but crossed could be electric. Bagels. Thank you, Gary. Mike's movie madness. I saw Ballerina. It's a fun movie. Oscar material? No, but overall fun time in the theater. And I'll say the one scene. Oh, yeah. What's wrong? What happened?
They should.
What's wrong?
We don't go into these movies going, this fucking better be Citizen Kane, or I'm going to review it badly.
I don't think he's taking a shot at you.
Does that? No, whenever they say, is it Oscar material, they're essentially implying that it's not at that level. Of course it's not that. It's a revenge film. It's not. No, John Wick films are Oscar material. Let's put that on the table. So
well, I mean,
it's an unnecessary comparison is what I'm getting at. So many people.
I get it. I understand where you're both coming from. That. Yeah. I get where I think that also it's like, is it a layered movie with characters and story? Not really. But could I just, but it could have been. But he's like, could I just shove popcorn in my face and enjoy myself? Yeah. That's essentially what we said. Sure. And I agree with Mike on that.
Yeah.
Roy Slay, became a member. Nice. Good time to do it. We have the Capes and Cows comic book. It is all done. Wicked Art finished it. There's access to it. We're doing the Q&A live streams. We got all that stuff coming out. Live stream is connected with the Q&A. And then we have what?
I can't compete with that. We need to have a Christian and an outlaw comic book, for God's sake.
Yeah, I think you're in the last issue, I believe.
What? Oh, you use my likeness without my permission? You'll hear from Justin Baldoni lawyers next.
Yeah, it's fine. Mike's Movie Madness didn't get a chance to chime in on Thursday's show, but Filoni and Beck seem like a safe choice for Lucasfilm, not bold like Gunn and Safran were. I don't know if it's a safe. I think safe is a fair thing to say,
right?
Because they're comfortable with them and they're ingrown, right? It's like Kathleen Kennedy's basically just saying, "Hey, my people take over. I'm still going to be producing. I'll still be in there. You know, it's my people." Carrie Beck, pretty much one of my students. Dave have been working with forever, so it's like still the Filoni, still the Kathleen Kennedy team, right? So safe in that aspect, 100%. But I think it's dangerous because they both don't have enough film experience.
Well, this is what Jeff and I battled about the other day on the hot mic, and I don't know if you saw this. We got real heated in the debate because I was saying,
is he pro it?
No, he's saying he was mad at we got mad at each other over this thing because I was saying to him, well, if Filoni and Beck are in charge, and in essence, they're not two different people. Like they work together on the number of animated shows. So it's not like you're getting someone who's completely different from the other one. You're bringing them together. You know, it's Filoni taking control. Just Carrie is there as kind of maybe a sounding board, right? Not to diminish her. But I said, how the hell are you going to know how good Filoni and Beck are if Kathleen Kennedy is still executive producing or producing all of the subsequent movies that are coming, like Starfighter, the Simon Kinberg trilogy, the James Mangold one, possibly the Ray movie. These are all Kathleen Kennedy movies, and these are all the ones that are coming out in the next few, including Mandalorian and Grogu. So how are you going to know that Beck and Filoni can do the job if all the subsequent movies that are coming for the next 7 to 10 years are all Kathleen Kennedy's movies? And
what was his argument against that?
He was like, it doesn't matter. They're in charge of the studio. They're the ones that are going to tell Kathleen Kennedy if she can do her film or not. And I was like, you're insane. They're not going to tell Kathleen Kennedy she can't produce the film or she can't do this or that. She was in charge of the studio. they're not. So it was a back and forth, and he was just like, people just want a good movie. Nobody gives a crap, and so it became a thing between us. So
I'll go back and watch that. I like when you guys fight. I just think I'm with you though, that and I've said this. I just think you can't just do we're just getting rid of that one coach, but all the assistant coaches, not only are they staying,
right,
you're gonna promote them all.
And we're going to move the other coach who was in charge. We're going to put him a general manager or an advisory position. It doesn't make sense.
We need new coaches.
Right.
We need new coaches. Johnny, Venerable. Only one more month until Superman crushes at the box office, and Robert Pattinson is officially our DCU Batman. Bold statement. Gunn isn't allowing 2 Dark Knights. That I agree with. Because I think that if Superman bombs, which I don't think it will, you will see the Batman real fast. But if not, it's either going to be Robert Pattinson is your Batman,
right,
or he's Gonski. What do you think?
Yeah, he has to be the DCU Batman, or he's gone. I agree with you 100%. And no, he's not allowing 2 Dark Knights. And I think this is if Superman is a success, I think Gunn, then you start to see him go. Guess what? I just brought you $1 billion. Right. I get to decide who Batman is.
Right. Yeah, we're not doing that anymore. So it's, hey Zaslav, I told you. You said, hey, let's look and see how Superman does. Well, I just showed you how it did. So let me have my Batman, and let's move on now.
Speaking of somebody, let's split this Batman out.
Right. I am 2 Fly Cam. Lilo taps out at 9:30. Really? Dragon comes out this week. I think Lilo will hit a bill because I think internationally it's going to keep making money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Derek throwing in some more support. Johnny, you're 57 thus far. Pretty good. 45 minutes left. I think that's a good number.
Yeah.
Geek Lodestars. The one thing that they could do with the John Wick world is explore more of that world. We're getting an anime prequel with Keanu returning to voice him. That's pretty fun. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I like doing an anime prequel with him. Like, I want to see him kind of get into the world. You know?
Yeah. Oh, you mean how he got? Yeah, right. Yeah. Like a prequel, a John Wick's
first kind of mission.
Yeah.
His first thing. Like once he came out of it, and that's the thing with the first one. The first one, he was more human.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could, he was still like people were scared out of him. His Baba Yaga and all that too. But like, remember, gets his ass kicked in the beginning by Theon Greyjoy.
Yeah,
because he wasn't on the top of his game. He's rusty.
Oh, it was him versus 5 people.
Right, but in the fourth one, it's him versus 50 people.
That's true. He had to take them all out. You're right.
He could take them out in 1 second.
Yeah.
So he got it. Like I said earlier, it earned its video game status by the time he got to the 4th.
Right.
But I like the first one's still my favorite.
Yeah. Agreed.
Orange Grove. Monopoly issues for sure, but I think Comcast Universal should buy WB. They'd creatively respect and handle the WB IP so much better, in my honest opinion. Maybe it's just a question of like, what's the studio system going to look like in the next 10 years? Yeah. It's like the world is changing, and you even look at that freaking Google AI thing, man, like what the way they're gonna be able to make movies. It's like, because this is the thing that right now you can tell there's some videos which is crazy. You can't tell it's AI anymore.
The vlog ones that have come out, the Stormtrooper vlog ones on was it AO3 or something?
Yeah,
those are insane.
And that's insane. Now. What's that? So in 10 years from now,
10 years, 10 months.
But I'm saying in 10 years from now.
Yeah.
If I presented to you and I said, okay, look, because everyone's like, oh, you'll know right away from the quality of it and everything too. But what if you don't? And what if audiences are shown 2 movies? One that was made by people that cost $200 million.
Yeah.
One that was made by AI that cost $10 million, but looks like a $500 million movie, right? And the audience that you polled couldn't tell the difference in both script, music, everything else. I know morally, I know that I'm not arguing with anybody who's saying, oh, you shouldn't do that. We're not talking about that because they're not worried about moral anymore. That's gone.
Yeah, that's gone.
That's gone. The question is, if that does happen, the way movies are made today, and this is the other question, John, too.
Yeah.
Studios now, the reason they have a lot of money, so they buy things, they do things, they move things around. An AI company just does it on their own. And
why do you think
and gets sign-offs from the likeness and stuff?
Yeah. Why do you think all these billionaires are investing in AI companies
Right.
for the last 5 years. The reason they're billionaires is because they see things, see trends before they happen, and they get in early so they can take advantage of it financially.
There's a new studio, like a new like again, like I said, like Bruce Willis and everybody else says, and they sign Bruce Willis's likeness. They get Alan, they get people, whoever, they get people, and they go, okay, or the late James Gandolfini.
James Earl Jones did that.
James Earl Jones, whoever, but let's say James Gandolfini, and like, hey, David Chase had a script that he wanted to do for a thing with Tony Soprano for one last thing, and they did a full episode with it, but they got everybody to sign off who was on it,
right?
And some other company bought it, and they did it. Like, again, everybody going, oh, you would know. I'm telling you, you're gonna get to a point where you will not know. You won't.
I mean, we're getting so close, and let's be honest, it's only the artists and some section of the fandom that's going to be upset about it. But I bet there will be artists who will want to use this technology. I mean, George Lucas was one of the people, the revered saint that is George Lucas. He was one of the first people on the front line about getting the new technology, implementing the new technology, checking out theaters to make sure they've got the right technology to show his film with the best. Nolan does that now. They're into this stuff. And so you're going to see that there's going to be a split in the critic community, which people using AI, people not using AI. Lionsgate last week came out and said, if we can do a film for 50 million using AI instead of 100 million, and we can greenlight it, we will do it.
That's what I'm telling you. And that is going to happen.
100%.
Eventually, the studios are going to cut money, and eventually the studios will be obsolete. The studios are not going to be a thing anymore in 20, 30 years from now. There's
a 15-year-old right now somewhere in some small town in this country or in the world who is figuring out how to use AI and is going to be on top of it and will be a $1 million to $1 billion filmmaker within 10 years.
Can I tell? Look, I'll tell you. There's a Star Wars channel that does AI scenes, right? And they did a scene in between. It was between the Emperor and Vader, and you could tell still it was AI, but it was close.
Yeah,
I have to tell you, it was better than most of the shit that I've seen in Star Wars in the last 10 years.
All these trends are combining into one, Christian.
It's crazy. Anyway, Jake, some people are saying that they don't want John Wick to be milked for all it's worth. Did people say this about Bond after Dr. No came out? Well, I mean, let's see what happens, because they're going to do the thing. What they're going to do, John, they're going to do another John Wick movie now. They're going to say, hey, you got resurrected somehow. You got to come back, and let's figure out how that works, because we need to make more money with this thing.
The producers already said that they're doing a fifth one.
Right.
So that's definitely in motion.
Yeah.
But Dr. No was the first film. It'd be different if you were saying like after Moonraker or after On Her Majesty's Secret Service, we're milking Bond for too much. Yeah.
Derek throwing us a support. 64 so far. Not bad, guys. Good start for Rocha. Can you get him to that 100 point again? Let's see. Robert Terry, Pete Doctor's run as Pixar CEO might be over if Elio bombs. I feel like he doesn't have the same instincts as Lasseter when choosing films to make. Could be true. Also could be that he's just not as maybe easier to persuade. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying it could be.
Well, he doesn't have the same instincts as Lasseter, and also, violating some of the female employees' personal space. So, throw that in the mix as well.
But as far as creatively,
I think it's all mixed in. You don't want your creatives being unsettled to work with the head of the studio. So
true.
I think it's all mixed in.
But in this particular thing, maybe he does. But look,
it's a different time. You can't compare the beginning.
Elio could be good.
Yeah, Elio could be good. And even if it's good, it doesn't mean people are going to go see it. Right?
And speaking of which, Mike Joyce says, I have no interest in Elio. Maybe it'll be a pleasant surprise like Elemental, story-wise and box office-wise. It needs that to be what it is. It needs it to be like Elemental needs to, like the way that it kept building.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen.
Agreed.
Yeah. Carlton Rudder.
Hey.
London calling in Bournemouth on business, dropping by to say hi. Love part 2 of Crimson Tide. John, sending both of you support to both of you. Thank you. Yeah. So check out John's other channel, other show.
Yeah, the Cinephiles. We just dropped part 2 of Crimson Tide on there. You guys enjoy that conversation, battling over Denzel and Gene.
Aaron, the creative. What actor is a person when you see them in a movie, you know the quality of it is going to be bad to mediocre? For me, it's Jared Leto, J-Lo, and Chris Evans. Well, you took John's with J-Lo. He does not like J-Lo, and he turned on the rock.
Like the Spider-Woman trailer. I almost put my head through a wall.
It's hard for me to say that because I think that there's times that I could say something that I'm like, oh, I think this actor doesn't necessarily do it for me, and I'm not going to love this particular scene. And then John go, you're crazy. Like that person does it. Like that person, I don't mind that. And so it's like I think it's subjective in general.
Always.
But I'm trying to think like because I used to feel that way about Shia LaBeouf. You know, like with certain things. But I think he's more in big budget movies.
Yeah.
Better in smaller things. So I don't really know. Who makes it mediocre. It's hard for me to say. I'd probably have to go.
Yeah.
I have to go through it and be like, there's some actors that I go, oh, I'm excited for that movie.
Right.
Otherwise, not so like my wife is not a Glenn Powell person at all.
Oh, yeah.
Not like Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
And she takes shots at him all the damn time. It's hilarious. We're like, I like Glenn Powell a lot, but I finally, after 15 years, got my wife to start watching Heat.
Oh.
And like she's like, it's not a movie. It's not gonna be a movie for me. This movie is. So we were laying in bed, like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and she's doing something in our computer, and I just put it on, started watching it. And she's like, she just keeps looking up. She's like, I didn't know that person was in it. I didn't know. She's like, why are you watching it without me? And I'm like, are you kidding? I was like, you want to finally watch it? So we started watching it. She really likes it a lot. And we watched that scene with the scene in the diner. Right. And she's like, that is one of the best scenes I've ever seen in film. I was like, yes, it is. She's like, 'cause the acting is so subtle. And it's so she's like Glenn Powell couldn't do that. Or Glenn Powell. Aaron, the creative. What actor? Oh, we did that already. So you would say who would you say?
I guess I'd have to go J-Lo. That's my natural thing. Yeah, I guess.
J-Lo.
I mean, listen, I know Kristen Stewart does good stuff, but I don't see myself running to put on. I still haven't seen Love Lies Bleeding and stuff, so I don't always jump in to see her stuff. So
it's hard for me. I think she's a good actress, by the way. Kristen,
yeah, she's good. Yes, 100%.
I just have a personal experience that I can never get out of my head. I've told it on the show before. I've told it on the show before when I was when I was working for Fandango. Yeah. And there was some movie that she was in. She gave a really good performance in. And she was like, she gave a speech to the director. And it was one of the worst speeches I've ever seen. It was just like, fucking, like everybody here is fucking beautiful and like, fuck, it's like you look outside and you fucking just know. Fuck. And like I'm like, what did she say? What did she say? She's a good performance, but what did she say? Julius Wyatt, good to see R-Truth back. Nice work with WWE. Smart. They're gonna make him serious now.
Yeah, Ron Killings. He's absolutely gonna be serious.
Yeah. Are they gonna give him a run?
I think so. That's why they messed up. If they had thought ahead of time and done this right, they should have had Cena retire R-Truth, and you think R-Truth's gone. He's not coming back. And it's Ron Killings who's returned because R-Truth is retired. That would have been the smarter move.
Would have been smart. Yeah. Nathan Drake. I will argue that Len Wiseman can direct good action scenes. I wouldn't argue against you on that. Die Hard 4 was not good, but the action was fun. Not gonna take that away. He's a good action director, no doubt. Just none of his stuff has any depth.
There's no soul.
No. Mr. Nerd Fanatic. ND Fanatic, excuse me. Thor one shot, extraction style. Take my money.
We'll no way Marvel ever do it, but that's a great idea.
Yeah. Derek Johnson. Thunderstruck AC/DC needs to be in the next Thor movie. I think I'm telling you, I think we need to get a little bit more of a kind of, I like to almost see like, not to this level, obviously, but I want to see a Northman type Thor.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thunderstruck's already in Iron Man 2. So I don't know if they'd use it.
Yeah. Joe Hendo TV. Any advice on starting a movie reaction channel?
No. Stay in your lane. Stop competing with us. Go home.
Stop it.
It's tough enough already without new guys coming.
Stop it. First of all, I wouldn't consider, like I said, I like to do a vary of it because I again, seeing comments, what is this started a movie reaction channel? I've seen people say that, and it's like, I like to have a lot of different things on my channel. I have movie reactions, I have reviews, I have a live show, I have interviews. I try to do as much as I can. But as far as doing that, what I would tell you is do the movies you want to do. Try to find, like, I clearly don't go by the rule of finding movies that you haven't seen and the other person has seen. I do recommend doing it with someone else. I think that helps tremendously. And I think that it bounces back and forth. I've definitely seen more success with someone in the video with me than by myself. One Piece I'll probably still do by myself, but there's other ones that I've done by myself. But what I would say is do the movies, continue to do them though. Let the algorithm learn, because and the AI is being used in YouTube algorithm now. You know that,
of course,
because I can see it. Like Sam's reactions. If Sam did Jurassic Park with me, it would have done 30 to 40, 50, 60, 70,000 views.
Yeah.
My wife doesn't do the reactions as much. No, it didn't get pushed to the subscribers as much as when Sam does it. When Sam does it now, it gets pushed more.
Oh, that's good.
And same way that like Tina's starting to get pushed out more to the subscribers. So you got to just keep on going with it.
Right.
Yeah, I tell you though, you're going to get a kick out of this, John. You know what my wife and I are going to actually do a reaction to?
What's that?
It's the 35-year anniversary of Pretty Woman.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna. I think that'll be appropriate for the two of us to do.
I think so.
Yeah. My choice. We're now closer to 2050 than we are to the year 2000. That's insanity.
Yeah.
ASOL. Here's a tidbit from the Wall Street Journal about the WB split. A significant portion of Warner Brothers' $34 billion debt will be on global networks, which generates more revenue and better cash flow than streaming and studio. Yeah, I mean, there's a method to the madness, right, John?
Right, 100%. Yeah, that makes sense. Of course, you take more losses on the streaming and studio side than you would on the other side. You know?
Yeah. 68 right now. Jason Ashcroft. Don't forget the Wall Street Journal and Bloomberg said that Warner Brothers Discovery would be more likely to sell regardless of Superman performance. WB has a cash deficit of $32 billion. Both said the sale is all but inevitable. So you think they're going to sell it no matter what, John?
Yes, but I think they're trying to get the best price they could. So if Superman is a great success, that's when you start to look at selling it. Right. I don't know how you protect James Gunn in a sale, but yeah, I mean, that would be the situation there.
That's a great point. Yeah, because you add, it's like, hey, you're increasing value.
Right.
If you're like, okay, we're going to sell this thing. All right, July, $1 billion. Come on. This is like,
it's like turning over a house.
Right. Make the phone call, sell it for this.
Yeah.
Like it bombs. Drop the price. Right. It's true. ASOL. What sucks even more about Rotten Tomatoes is they got rid of the average ratings function recently. I used to use that all the time to differentiate the percentages a movie would get. I didn't know they had that.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Did you know they got rid of that? I didn't know they had it. Andy Kumar, you should bring the Toad Hop podcast back with the crew. Oh, that'd be easy. Everybody wants to live in the past.
It's true. People like to move forward.
Yeah. Hasbro 24. Since my super chat didn't count on Friday, let's make this one count for today. Hashtag Outlaw Nation. Oh yeah, I forgot. So Hasbro 24 said, "Oh, let me ask you this question first, John."
Okay.
So if somebody right now said, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put 5 questions in right now, but it doesn't count for Rocha. It counts for Winston and Coy. Would you let that happen?"
No.
Right. That's what Hasbro did on Friday. He put one in for you.
I appreciate that.
It doesn't work. It works for them. Jason Ashcroft. It is very annoying. The universe is getting started with a sale of the studio on the horizon, but that's business.
Yeah.
WB has mismanaged for 10 plus years. 10 plus. A little longer than that, I think.
Well, and look, not just the universe, also the Harry Potter series, which is 7 seasons, 8 seasons, possibly.
Right.
That's also getting started. So
right.
This is all being done to make it more attractive. They're redoing the living room. New carpet is in. They've redone the bathrooms. This is exactly what they're doing.
Right. You're that's such a great analogy. Jay Anderson, Thor should dip heavily into its Norse mythology roots. Is exactly what I was saying. Gore was wasted in Love and Thunder. Yep. Thor versus Jormungandr would be a perfect way to end Thor's story. Yeah,
Jay is in the Thor movies. Look at that avatar.
I know.
Jay's in those Thor movies.
I'm saying, he reminds me of Drew McIntyre.
He does.
Right.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they have to do. Like, you got to go more serious with Thor this time around. You have to.
Yeah, I think so. You can still have the occasional break the tension joke, but overall it should be darker. Yeah,
it needs a cleanse. It needs a cleanse. Haskell 420, what's up, dude? Yo, Christian, do you own a handheld fan? If not, buy one for Thor Love and Thunder reaction. I know. As soon as Odin flicks off Thor's clothes when he's naked, Sam's going to faint. She's going to lose her mind during that scene. She's going to lose her mind. There's two things I'm going to make sure. That's a guarantee. The other thing is I'm going to make sure that when we watch Guardians 3, I have like 5 boxes of tissues here for her.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to, she's not going to be able to handle that movie. Derek Johnson, I'm going to need a drink today. That's fair. 69, dude. That's what we got right now.
Ew.
Yep. Some more support for Derek.
Thank you, Derek.
Yep. Okay. Look at Captain Penis coming in. Where you been, Captain Penis?
Ooh.
Oh, Johnny Borroca sucks pelotas. Well, hey, with
for $50,
there you go. There, you'll take on the chin.
Pelotas, chico.
Yeah, you're taking on the chin from Captain Penis on that one. Go pal. Thank you so much, Captain Penis. That was a night, even though you're taking a shot at my buddy here.
Yeah.
49. If
you don't have haters, you ain't doing it right. Yeah. $50.
Pal.
$50.
Thank you, Captain Penis. Do you have a preference for Hunter Schafer to play Mystique or Zelda? Or did they push Zelda so she have time to do X-Men first?
Great point, go pal.
Who is Hunter Schafer? Who is that?
She's she's an actress, I would say, but she's a trans actress.
Holy shit, she looks like Zelda.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
So I think they're concerned, if they cast her in the lead, will there be a trans backlash, whatever, but she looks just like her, so why not?
Wow.
Yeah. Just like Zelda, rather.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Next one. And this is GoPal. Do we have a timeline for MCU X-Men? No timeline. You mean as far as where it's set in the story?
Yeah, I don't know where it's set in the story, but
no, we don't know yet.
I've been told from a few people that it is happening right after Secret Wars, like 3 months, 2 or 3 months after Secret Wars. So we may get the X-Men introduced in Secret Wars, and so that's the timeline, the continuation of how that all went down.
I don't
know though. Yeah.
A way to do it is to have the old X-Men. And do you know, you probably know better than I do. Do you know, I remember that when they bought Fox was sold to Disney, but the deal was, look, you can still use the X-Men. You can use the X-Men, but you can't use new versions until the contracts run out for the old ones, right?
Yeah.
When did that run out? Was it this year?
Oh, good question.
Because if it's this year,
okay,
or even as next year, you end 2026 with the old X-Men. We know they're all coming back. And then in the next one, you introduce all the new ones.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know what that is, though. Hank Pym, Yeet, Mommy, and Victoria in the ring together was mind-bending, amazing. Made my short set. Also, I think Naomi was the worst choice to win out of the 6. I saw a lot of people comment. I'm kind of with Hank on this one. I saw a lot of people commenting that Naomi, it was her time to win, her time to shine. Are they going to give her a title? I think she's a great person to have around. I think she is a she's not a jobber, but she's one of those people that helps people get over, and she can be great in tags. But is she good enough to hold another run?
I just think for me, people haven't been watching the product who make a comment like this, because she has gone next level as a heel.
Okay,
she's been amazing in the ring.
I'm guilty of that right now. I haven't watched.
I'm not trying to criticize. I'm just saying.
No, it's fair. It's fair to say.
Which I understand, because I mean, not everyone's been able to watch all this stuff. So, but I think if you have watched her over the last 6 months to a year and how she has worked that Jade Cargill storyline with,
has she been crushing it?
Oh yeah, like the last few months have been incredible.
So she's earned it. She's earned
it, and so that's what you want in a company, isn't it? It's what people clamor all the time. I know you want to hand it to Stephanie McCurr. She got here 2 minutes ago. Okay, Naomi has been laying the groundwork really well through this whole storyline. And you want someone who's going to mess around. And they might even leading to her cashing it in. And Cargill comes and ruins it. So you keep that storyline going.
Right.
So
okay, fair point.
It's a smart move.
I think it's a fair point. Met Bull, what's up, James? Will we ever see wrestlers sponsor like race car drivers in WWE? Or is it impossible with fixed outcomes to matches? Worried after Fireball ladder?
No, we'll never see that, because that would imply that the wrestlers can go and find their own sponsors outside of the WWE. And only Brock Lesnar was able to do that with Jimmy John's. No one else really has a chance to do that or is allowed to do that.
Slim Jim.
Even the Slim Jim, that was Randy, but it wasn't Randy going to Slim Jim, going, I will now be your ambassador. It was WWE or WCW offering Randy to them, and so it worked out.
Yeah. Well, who knows now? I see all these. I sent you that thing. There's all these reports that the WWE is in like, or TKO's in like $1 billion of debt. And now there's rumors that Triple H is going to be ousted. There's like a lot of drama coming down with that right now. So who
Triple H is ousted? He absolutely goes to work for Vince again. 100%.
I think you're probably right. Hank Pym, how could Fatu do that to Solo? So ungrateful. He said, "I hate you." Kicked him in the face.
I hate you.
Jay.
Fatu is a superstar. I mean, we all know that, right? He will have the strap within the next 3 years. 100%.
Jay Anderson, I stand on Rocha. Monday show is always the best. There you go. 73. 73. Can he get to 100 with 20 minutes left?
Thank you, Derek.
We shall see. Jay is also saying historical event myth you'd like to see on film. I'm getting it. I'm getting a lot of the stuff that I've been hoping for. The historical event myth is the stuff with Bob Lazar and George Knapp and the UFO stuff. There's a lot of the UFO, some myth and legend that I'm curious to see. I want to see how Spielberg's going to handle some of this. I want to see what David Grush and Kaczynski are going to do. So I'm getting the kind of stuff that I was hoping for.
Yeah.
You got anything?
I'm recently been watching the Theodore Roosevelt documentary from last year, the 2-part documentary on Amazon Prime. And so he's my favorite president. I would love to see a full-on amazing biopic of Theodore Roosevelt. So that's what I would tell you. Maybe not event, but historical story, his story and rise to power and how he was able to achieve all, because a lot of things we have now are because of him.
Right.
And it's fascinating to think about. He created the first police academy. He created the first environmental protection agency. Like, there's a lot that he was involved in. First gentleman to ask a black person to come, a black person of note to come to the White House to have dinner. Like, there's a lot of things he did that was groundbreaking that people think stuff is groundbreaking now. He was doing back in when nobody was doing that shit. So I think it would be great to see that.
Okay, next one here. Desert Rider. Currently we're watching Throwdown from season 1 with my wife. That's a binge right there. Oof. And it's making me miss the old gang. I'd love to see Yodi, Ellis, or the Pit Boss on the show. Ellis is probably going to definitely happen. Ken's hard to lock down these days. He likes to pick and choose what he's doing. And Yodi, as soon as he's out of Babyland, you know, which is he's got a 1-year-old right now, so it's very hard for him to do stuff. But I'd love to have all those guys on for sure. Ellis will definitely be. I want to get Ellis. I want to be in studio when he does it though.
Yeah. What season 1 is that? When is that you guys? That's
you weren't even in season 1.
Yeah, I'm season 2.
Season 2. You debuted in season 2, but season 1 was just the tournament.
It's at the BuzzFeed store place, right?
Well, the AfterBuzz, yeah. So it was it was the first 2 seasons were annual tournaments, and then it didn't become a weekly show until season 3. But I've noticed I'm getting more comments on that. That is my goal. Is that one day I wake up and I just somehow the algorithm has shuffled the Schmodown to a bunch of different people and people discover it and find it like it's on Netflix, you know, all the seasons, and people start looking because I notice new comments come in all the time.
I'm getting in shape, buddy. I'm ready, man. I've lost 35 pounds so far.
There's no world to this day. No one has ever guessed the budget of what that show was, and everyone's always off. And there's no world, and we were way under what we needed to make that show successful, and nobody investing in that show. Show's dead. Let it go. Jay Anderson, film genre you'd love to see a resurgence of. John's going to say the Western.
Rom-coms. No, Westerns are still around. I would say rom-coms.
In the theater, you mean?
Yes.
I just say comedies in general. I got my fingers crossed that Naked Gun kills.
Yeah.
That movie looks like so much fun to have in a theater, to see that kind of experience. I can't wait to see that in the theater. I hope it's funny. I hope
so too. But you already got those dopes coming out on social media going, see, they put a masculine Liam Neeson in a skirt. It's like, it's a kilt, you moron. And people want to ruin things. Yeah, people want to ruin things.
So he's proposing as a Girl Scout to get into the room. That's just, come on. Go, pal. Speaking of Arnold, Fubar is back for season 2 Thursday. Never watched it. Any good?
I've never watched it. I heard he wasn't in much of season 1, which is why I didn't watch it. A lot of people told me he was barely in it. So
there's only so much I could do. They asked me to be in it. I said, fine. But they had whiskey and Lulu. They had races in the backyard. And there's only so much. You want to be in there to 10 minutes, 15, 17. That's it.
There you go.
Jay Anderson. I predict that F1 will be this generation's Top Gun. From your lips to God's ears, my friend. I am pumped for that film.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for that. That's Kaczynski also, right?
Yeah, the reviews have been amazing. Amazing.
I love hearing it.
Yeah.
I love hearing it. I'm so pumped for that movie. I can't wait. I hope that I love race car movies. Not a big race car guy, but I love race car movies.
I think I'm seeing it next week.
Are you?
I think.
I gotta check. I gotta check in for that. Rush. Okay, is that Warner Brothers?
Yeah, it is WB. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, but with Apple. But yes.
Okay, I gotta check. Derek Johnson, Carrie Ann Moss looks good in the new FUBAR. Same, she had more work. Well, she was in Acolyte, but wasted.
Yeah,
totally
agreed.
Right. Go pal. Listening to Max, he sounds higher pitched than my memory of Gandolfini. I think did you look at his face? Go look at his face. In especially in the one where he does, like, watch a bunch of them. Watch the ones that he did with Moltisanti. Like 1984 James Hetfield versus Today, but I need to rewatch some to confirm. Yeah, he got calls from Catherine Narducci, who was on Sopranos, and did videos. Yeah, they all found him and said, like, they couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe it. So he is the best. There's no one better than him. I highly disagree with that, Gopal. Mark Jason Ali. All 9 issues of Capes and Cowls are online, and they're great. Kudos to Wicked Art. Look forward to you doing the read along. Could be awesome. What's the plan for it? Thanks for asking. So basically what I got to do is I got to take the whole thing, and then I got to get each person to do their voices, and then I got to edit the whole thing. So I don't know how long it's going to take. Could take a month, could take a year. I have no idea. But I have to get everybody together. I'm going to add music. I'm going to add sound effects. I'm going to do the whole thing, and then I'm going to put it up as a full episode, and that'll be public. I'll probably put it. Members and patrons will probably see it first, and then I'll make it public to everybody else. Yeah. Carver Tate, love you both, and some support for John. There you go, Carver.
Appreciate it. Respect.
Captain Penis with another smile. Thank you, Captain Penis.
You got what you needed to say. Do you feel better? Do you feel better now?
That's it. Thank you, Captain Penis. Derek Johnson, are the popcorn buckets a temporary fad, or are they a nice new collector's item? I think a little bit of both.
Yes, I agree. A little both.
Yeah.
Some of them suck. I don't like that new Superman one. It looks terrible.
Oh, I love that one.
What?
Really? When he's doing the thing with his eye?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I thought that was creative. Jay Anderson, fastest way to get attention in today's world, express sexuality or hate, rant, outrage. There should be a test before being given access to a keyboard. Yeah, I know. But I always say this. It's like, I tell everybody this when they're getting into this business.
Yeah.
Or even getting the internet. It's like, think about the nicest person in the world that you know, the coolest person that you know. They have access to the internet. Now think of the worst. They have access to the internet.
Also, don't blame the hosts. It's the people who watch. That's the real issue, right?
Oh, yeah. Alan Smithy, I met James Gandolfini at my job once. Didn't know he was going to be there. I told him I worked on a film he recently produced. He said, that piece of shit was my proudest moment. To be honest, it was a piece of shit. I'll tell you, there were 2 things. One, Gandolfini, I've told this before, it was 4 Christmases.
Oh, yeah.
I was there at the premiere for that. And he wanted to get up and leave. He got up for a second. This manager's like, no, you can't leave.
Oh, no. Saving Christmas. 4 Christmases is...
Which is one with Vince Vaughn.
That's Vince Vaughn, 4 Christmas. Is he in 4 Christmases? I thought he was only in Saving Christmas.
Whichever one it is. Whatever Christmas movie he was in.
Saving Christmas. That's the Ben Affleck one. Yeah.
Oh, it was Affleck. You're right. It was Affleck. You're 100% right. It was Affleck.
Christina Applegate. Yes.
You're 100% right. And I remember him getting up and his manager's like, no, you gotta sit. That was one. And then that story actually reminds me of so I would tell you when I met Gary Marshall.
Oh, nice. No, I don't think so.
I met Gary Marshall. I was temping at what the hell company? New Line.
Oh, nice. And
he came in for a meeting, and I was John, and he came in, and I was like, I'm not gonna bother him. He's taking a piss, but right as he comes out, I'm gonna say something to him. I said, Mr. Marshall, I gotta tell you, I'm a massive fan, and I know you hear it a lot. I gotta tell you, one of my favorite movies, and you're gonna think John right away is Pretty Woman, right?
Yeah, of course.
It's I say the Flamingo Kid. I said, I love the Flamingo Kid. One. Nice. And he looks at me, he goes, that one? That's what you choose? It was the best. It was the best. Thanks a lot.
With those choppers of his.
It was the best. That's the one? That's the one you choose? He was very sweet. Very sweet gentleman. But he reminded me of like my grandpa. That's the one you go with? Jay Anderson, 1 month until #release the Reeves cut debuts. Yeah, probably. Stellar Justin Lopez, thoughts on the return of Ron the Truth Killings? I want to see him win a belt.
It was a great moment. It was
Yeah,
a great surprise. My reaction, I lost my shit. You can see it.
How are they going to explain him like not being clueless anymore, though?
Well, I mean, we had 3 different versions of Mick Foley.
True.
So you would just have that kind of a. Remember him, Jimmy? He was seeing Jimmy, so he's always been.
That's true.
Slightly unstable.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Armada, Snyder versus Jason Blum boxing match. Who you got? Why is he taking shots at Jason? Blum?
Snyder was pissed at Jason. They've known each other for 20 years.
Oh, what happened?
Apparently, the scoop with Saw and being purchased by Jason Blum, he had that story.
Yeah.
And he wanted to get it verified, and they wouldn't verify it for him. And when they found he was sniffing around, this is what I think I remember from the conversation. They handed the story to Deadline to break instead. And Jeff was super pissed about that and called him out and yelled at him. And in the newsletter, tore him to pieces as well. And apparently, Blum had called him 2 or 3 times, and he's ignoring his calls. So I don't know if they've made up over the weekend, but Jeff was not happy.
Wow. Yeah. Derek Johnson.
Hey,
I've been helping a grandmother who had her last 2 tax returns stolen.
Oh, no.
What's wrong with people?
Jesus.
Don't go to malls to do your taxes. I would tell you that as well. The people in these places had 2 days of training. Some might be thieves. Do it on your own or get a friend. I mean, that's horrible. I nothing makes me more upset of people taking advantage of older people.
My God. This penalty should be so stiff for that. Yeah.
I agree.
You should be in jail for 50 years for that kind of shit. By the way, Derek, reach out. I might need help on my taxes. Reach out, Derek.
You think we'll ever get a Thundercats movie? We're supposed to. I mean, what's his face? Wingard was sniffing around one.
Absolutely.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Derek. Jonathan Garcia, Kristian, if you had pursued comedy more full time and longer, do you think you'd be as big as some of the guys you started with? It seems like you're around the right people who are big now. This is the thing. Look, I always talk, and I'm always very grateful to the comments that both Burt Kreischer and Santino and Bobby Lee make about me on their shows. I really do appreciate it very much so. And I think that, if what I was doing, I was thinking about this earlier too.
Yeah.
Well, there is a level of sacrifice you need to make in general in that business that I was making for a long time, and I was seeing benefits. I chose to go in a different direction and made sacrifices too that I didn't. And I also think, and this is a thing that I've always told myself, when Ellis and I started doing schmoes, I convinced myself that, oh, you know what? I have my audience that I can go and perform in front of now.
Right.
And I took such a break from stand-up for so long. I didn't get back on stage for like 12 years later. And when I got back on stage, it felt great. And I felt like it was still there. But the time passed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would have, and I think we should have done more shows. Schmoes, no. We should have done more stand-up comedy shows. We definitely should have done that back then. So hindsight, who the hell knows? But I'm glad to see all my like. I was looking. I have that poster on my wall. Me and Sebastian and Brett Ernst. And Sebastian's one of the biggest comedians out there right now. Brett Ernst crushing it. Like, a lot of my buddies are doing really, really well. Tim Simp dropping by to say that I hope everyone's doing well and supporting Rocha, especially in the recent scary time in LA and in California, and hope you and your loved ones and friends are in the state are safe. Well, the good news is that Rocha's in San Diego, but
I've been touching base with a lot of my LA friends the last couple of days, and look, there's a lot of crap out there. So just so you know, it's in a small concentrated area. Everyone's going along with their day. 95 to 99% of Los Angelinos are just going about their day. None of the crap they're pushing is happening. It's really, there's no invasion or none of that nonsense. People are going to the ice cream store. It's down there where the protests are downtown. That's where the issue is.
It's a lot of crazy shit going on, Joe. Gopal just did the Crimson Tide rewatch after Hackman Pass. It's a great movie. It doesn't get talked about enough. They talked about it on Sarah's show recently too. Dean Thomas brought it up with him and they were talking about it. Yeah. Speaking of Sarah, so too, we got Rashad Evans on the show coming up and Chris Lieben, both two great episodes. Gopal, I just got around to watching Everybody Wants Some a couple months ago. Pal was good in it. Yeah, he was. And it was a decent, worthy follow-up to Dazed and Confused. It wasn't as good as Dazed and Confused, but I liked it.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's like a Saturday afternoon watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Watch it, yeah.
Geek. Lodestars. Why do people keep saying the R-Truth stuff was a work? Truth's son tweeted about it. He was ignoring WWE's calls the whole week.
Well, because people want to defend the WWE. Listen, a lot of people come after, I know Kristian's like me say, but I'll say it. A lot of people come after MAGAs. Oh, it's cult members. A lot of people are in cults. They just don't want to admit it. They're in cults of worship. If you worship the WWE, they can do no wrong, and you buy whatever they tell you. Guess what? You're in a cult. You're no different. You respect a creative or executive or a CEO or whatever, and they can do no wrong. Guess what? You're in a cult. So I think a lot of people are in WWE cult where anything they get told, they believe. So
it's in general, I think that they also, as I mentioned earlier, they want to protect the kayfabe angle of it. And they want to keep the circus element of keep you guessing too. So, and then Derek Johnson, I think someone saw how well Truth merchandise sells and said, "Oh, we crap. We effed up." That's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. They said, "Oh my God, look at all the people really love this guy."
The reactions. I mean, Gunther taking off WWE from his accounts. I mean, there's a lot of things where people were legitimately reacting to it in a strong way.
It was and that now they're screwed. They got to keep the guy around as a consultant like forever.
Some of these people who were upset about it and voiced it on their social medias are going to get beat by R-Truth as he goes and gets a belt. Yeah.
Corn Emperor, love and support for the Rocha. Or Los Angeles Unidos. Robert Terry, excuse me. I think JJ with a better Star Wars script could be amazing. I always felt he captured the energy of Star Wars the best. I missed episodes. Get to episode 10 already. Yeah, I think JJ was good at the problem. I think JJ wanted to make, and similar was saying about Filoni. JJ wanted to make JJ Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like he didn't, and I think that he set off Force Awakens, I thought, very well.
Yeah, I enjoyed Force.
I did too, but the problem again is it's hard for me to watch now because it didn't go anywhere.
Right. Fair point.
You know what I mean? It's like it's a setup. He's great look at what he did with Mission Impossible 3.
Yeah, he's really good.
Arguably could be responsible for changing the whole reason that franchise is successful.
He saved the franchise.
Yeah.
I would go to my grave saying that. He saved the franchise and Tom Cruise, because that was the time when Tom was like alienating people, getting in people's faces, jumping on couches, and he needed that movie Entropic Thunder to save his career in essence. And JJ did an incredible job with Mission Impossible 3.
Right now and later, Rocha, what was your favorite Money in the Bank match?
Probably the women's Money in the Bank match. I like that more than the men's, because those ladies were putting themselves through hell. And the double, was it Widow's Kiss or whatever it was, where they were banging on the ladder, both of them at the same. That was amazing. So
the Logan Paul moment was pretty damn crazy.
That's the best moonsault I maybe have ever seen in my entire life.
It was pretty great that last match. Busy B. Hello, Busy B. Hey, Kristian Rocha, with the release of 28 Years Later around the corner, thoughts on the Danny Boyle directed 28 Days Later? Also, are your expectations high, low, neutral on this one? Thanks. You know, I was thinking about that. I need to go back. I don't even know. I feel like I have definitely seen the first one. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen the second one. I think that there's only two, right?
Yeah, there's only been two.
I don't know if I've ever seen the second one. I've seen the first one, but I think that's one I definitely got to do a reaction to, because I can't even tell you. I don't remember. I remember, which is the one with the priest, when the priest is coming after him. The first one?
Oh, I don't remember. Yeah, maybe the first one.
Is that I remember, and that was creepy as shit. So I want to see it again. My expectations are high because of Danny Boyle.
Yeah.
And you know, and everybody else involved. So yeah, I'm seeing that next week.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
It's stacked. Next week is Elio F1 and that. And
I gotta find out about F1. Carlton Rutter, is John's T-shirt OG Star Trek? Recognize NCC 1701. Yeah,
exactly. Respect, man.
Speaking of which, I would recommend that people go and check out Katie Sackhoff's both channel and Clips channel. She just had Brett Spiner on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Hank Pimp, the Jade Naomi story has been horrendous. Jade's trash and Naomi's a forever mid-carder. That Mania match was a mess. I don't want Naomi stank on Tiffy time.
I'm sorry, guy. WWE doesn't do things by what you want to jack off to. They do things about what's best in business and who's really good at it. And so that's how they work, Hank Pym. Sorry, Hank. And Naomi's been amazing. And if you can't see it because you're too in love with Tiffany, then I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
You always go there. How do you know the guy's in love with Tiffany?
Please, I know, man. I'm always right.
What do you think? I think Liv Morgan's hot or something? Right.
Exactly.
Carlton Rutter. John, how are you feeling having lost 35 pounds?
I feel good. I feel it's really surprising how fast it's happened. And I'm not, I didn't use any of the Wegovy or anything like that. Just changed all my eating, and nothing against people who do, obviously, but I would change my eating habits. And it's been amazing to see how fast it's happened and how easy it's been for me to do it. So yeah, been lucky.
Gopal, I don't know who's saying Arnold wasn't in much of Fubar. I felt like he was in most of it.
I heard he wasn't in most of it at all. Yeah.
Evil John Madden, where's he been? John, I love you and the guys on Geek Buddies with some of your takes. Wow, you got to have big ones with those opinions. Clue isn't good. I mean, you have bigger balls than that female.
He walked you right into that, didn't he? He walked you right into that. And guess what? She could still knock you the fuck out, Evil John Madden. So, keep making fun of her. But
Jay Anderson, know everything about humankind's past or future?
Yes.
Would you want to? Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to know where you come from?
Hell yeah. Like Lucy. Yeah.
Derek Johnson, that Superman bucket was awful. No creativity. How dare you, Derek?
I agree, Derek.
He also says, I help veterans for free, John. So anytime.
Thank you, Derek. DM me, brother. Let's do it.
Kenny King in chat has an awesome suggestion for a popcorn bucket. Make it a dog bowl. As a dog owner, even that I'd buy.
A crypto dog. That's not a bad idea. That's not, or doghouse,
Captain Penis. We're not getting into this right now, but thank you for your.
No, I don't. I'll answer you now.
Thank you, Captain.
I do not, Captain. Why are you obsessed with it, Captain? Come out already.
All right, last two.
Okay.
Derek Johnson, I think stupidity is unnatural. There's a shit ton floating around like turds in a toilet bowl.
Great answer, Derek. Great.
Hey, Harloff Rocha is right. I am in love with Tiffy.
See? I told you.
All right, fair enough. Anyway, we did it. All right, listen. 85 is a good start.
Thank you.
Really, really good start. I like it. I like what you did here today. Thank you guys for joining us. John, where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me at The Rocha Says on all social media and my YouTube channel, youtube.com/John Rocha Says. Some great new graphics, great new stuff happening there. Please hang out with us there. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. So come and subscribe. You have some great content, some fun stuff going on as well. Dogma, a little boring, but good film. Good film.
Yeah. So where is that? Thoughts on Dogma? Yeah. Lots of legendary. Oh yeah. I got to revisit that one as well. Yeah. 87 to close the day out here too. Right. Thank you guys for being here. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. I'm going to have an Out of the Theater for How to Train Your Dragon tonight. Make sure you check that out. That's it. That's the show. Appreciate you. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye-bye.